Hey guys, I got a really wild treat for you today. I sat down with Gabi Koyenov, and he is the host of the Gabi Koyenov Podcast, which is an awesome podcast. Go check it out. But he also was a volunteer by me years ago. He is also a therapist and a good friend of mine. And I got him to come on, and I decided we're going to do a collaboration where he'll put this on his podcast, I'll put it on my podcast. So we got to really go back and forth asking questions, and it was really different than usual. And we got pretty ridiculously esoteric and talked about so many things. It really was a thinker, and we got to a place that was very, in my opinion, like a very high place of connection by the end. So definitely worthwhile going through this whole podcast. You're going to love it. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, and have a great day.
Hello and welcome to the Brainstorm Podcast. And now, your host, Sonny Perlman.
We're live. Okay. We're just talking. Okay. It's going to be interesting. Welcome.
Thank you, Sonny.
This is so nice.
Yeah.
So you had me on how long ago?
It's almost about 2 years at this point, I think.
Right. So you have a podcast 2 years now?
I think it's been 2 years, yeah.
Was I one of your first episodes?
Dude, you were my 11th episode.
11th episode.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you're my 108th, 5th.
It's
I don't
crazy.
know.
Dude, did you start your podcast before mine, or we started about the same time?
I started it technically 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. So way before mine.
Yeah, it's a long one. I wasn't doing it as consistently then as I am now.
Yeah. Dude, I'm really impressed, honestly. Like, for me, I think I had to realize that I need to do this as a hobby.
Right.
Otherwise, it just becomes so overwhelming. You know, like chasing guests, having a full-time job, recording, editing, like doing it on my own. So it's like, I had to realize, I'm like, okay, I could only do this every 2 to 3 weeks kind of thing.
It's a lot. Like, before I started, I heard podcasters talk about how it's a lot, and I was like, come on. You're just sitting down and talking. What exactly are you doing?
Dude, the equipment, though, you know, the technology and every level gets a little more complicated. Now it feels comfortable, you know, to do this and cameras and everything, but for someone starting, it's overwhelming.
Well, yeah, I think, listen, if I could I think that's what every podcaster wants, is that they could just everything is set up and they just sit down. They like show up and it's like, it's Tuesday, 11 o'clock. Your 11 o'clock podcast is here. And then they sit down, have a conversation, go home.
Dude, that's the dream, honestly.
That's a dream.
Yeah.
But there's so much around it.
Right.
There's so much around it. Wait, so you went down to how often are you doing podcasts?
Dude, every 2 to 3 weeks, I'm trying to release something. I want to make it 2 weeks max, right? But it's hard to get that level of consistency, even that. Dude, it's like I'm a father now. I'm a full-time business owner, you know, therapist. It's fun.
You talking about the private practice?
Yes.
Okay.
I call it a business. It just helps me. Makes me feel cool.
Yeah. Business owner, influencer.
I'm trying. You know,
You're trying to be an influencer.
Yeah. Sonny, I'm excited to do this collaboration, man. Just I feel like I have to.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's
people don't know you worked for me a while back.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know you yet.
Right. They don't know me yet.
I am curious. Okay, so this will be interesting because you could ask me questions. I can ask you questions. How about that?
I love that.
We'll trade off. It'll be like a boxing match.
Okay.
But I don't usually speak to podcasters. So the interesting thing about me is that I have a whole second life. Most people, there are a lot of people that know me only from the podcast. They're like, oh, he's a podcaster.
Right.
Who seems to know a lot about therapeutic stuff and all that. And I don't even really like say that I'm a therapist and all that stuff so much because I'm in conversation. I want to be podcasting conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
And then my whole first part of my career has been running our place and different organizations and being a therapist and doing all this awesome stuff. So in my world, like I'm known as a therapist, and then this is my new world of podcasting. And I'm absolutely fascinated by this podcasting world.
Interesting. Why is that?
But I don't get a lot of podcasters to talk to about it.
Yes.
So now you're a podcaster, so I'm going to talk about it.
Yes,
but why, you're asking why is that fascinating?
Yeah, why is the podcasting world, like, why is that fascinating you?
Well, first of all, it took a while for me to realize that there's a lot of different types of podcasts and podcast styles.
Right.
And I didn't really get that in the beginning because I was just enjoying listening to podcasts. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. But also, there's never really been a sit down 2-hour conversation format at any point. It was always, even if you had shows like 60 Minutes, it was very like well edited, and you had, very specific questions, and you got the answers.
Yeah.
And most things are just short form, clippy type stuff. And now you can sit down and kind of get to know everybody.
Interesting.
The interesting thing is that we also, I see this a lot with Mom Donnie now. If we get straight in.
Yeah.
I think he was just on Schultz. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Okay,
No.
he was on Flagrant. Yeah. I didn't see it yet. But what I've heard people talking about it is that it made, like, if you sit down with a guy for 2 hours, it's hard not to like them.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah.
So there's almost like a danger in podcasting, especially for me. Like if I have someone on, people will always say, why aren't you like challenging them more or something?
Right.
And I'm like, I'm loving this person right now. We're deep in a great conversation. I want to hear their thoughts and ideas. And so it's almost dangerous on the political sphere. Like I saw with President Trump and JD Vance, like you put a guy on and they get to be real for 2 hours. I saw it with, what's the really, really, really left-wing senator from Bernie Sanders?
Okay,
Sorry.
Yeah.
He was on Bernie Sanders on Joe Rogan. I was ready to vote for him after. Like I didn't share a lot of his views.
Right.
But I shared enough, and then I got to see a human being for a little while. So anyway, what I really loved about the podcasting is that it's just such a powerful human interaction.
To connect with somebody, yeah.
To me, and this is how I kind of see spirituality. Spirituality to me is connecting to something other than you in a very powerful way.
Interesting.
So in my opinion, the highest we could really get on a human is a human to human interaction. So like we could get human to God, and that's something that's going to be personal and that's going to be your own thing. But the human to me is a spiritual interaction where I am looking outside of myself to someone else and saying, how do we
connect with this
how do we
person?
connect?
Yeah.
How do we make something more special than is? So to me, it's been a very spiritual experience. Not like a God spiritual. I don't know how to say that.
No, I know what you mean. It's like there's something meaningful about connecting with somebody else on a real level. It's funny. I think people have said this, that you notice how the podcast world is mostly men. You know what I mean? The interview podcast world. And somebody pointed out.
Is that true? I didn't know.
I think it's mostly men.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's there obviously are female interview podcasts, but it's dominated by men. So somebody was saying that like it's probably a socially acceptable way to just sit down and have a deep conversation about anything with another person. That like it feels socially off. Like our culture doesn't allow for that. So it's like you have this avenue to do this now.
Well, so why men?
Because we're taught not to, maybe go in certain levels of depth or like just be so vulnerable.
But women can talk all they want,
right? I mean, yeah, that's the theory. I guess it's a little bit like culturally, like a stereotype in our culture. So I don't know how reflective it actually is for the individual podcasters, but it makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Like,
no, listen. There are stereotypes,
right?
Sometimes because it's true.
Right, exactly.
But we have to weed out which ones are 100%. Being mean. But I definitely think women are raised to be able to talk. Talking is more.
Yeah, exactly. It's just natural for them and stuff.
Talking is fine. You can
natural
talk.
for women to talk.
A guy, it's like
that's horrible.
I will say I love that. One of the things is when you're with guys, maybe it's because of the same thing.
Right.
Humor is a really big part of it because things become awkward. So I often will, I'll start throwing a joke in there and trying to make it funnier just to. Yeah. But I think women don't have to use it as much as men.
It's just more like accepted and stuff. But what I was trying to say earlier is like it's natural for everyone to talk. Like it is kind of strange that there is almost a cultural limitation for almost no reason for men to feel open and vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I actually have found on that note that I'm probably more vulnerable on the podcast than in almost any other part of my life.
Isn't that interesting?
It is very odd.
Yeah.
No, because I have this thing. I think when I started it, part of my decision was, let it rip. Because one of the things that really bothers me in the world is that we all are full of it. We're just all faking it. Like we're scared, and I get it. I get it. I get the whole reason. There are consequences to saying all the things you want, and I get it. But the other consequences, let's say in the influencer world, and everything is perfect, and every when you turn the camera on, the kitchen's clean, and everything is nice, and everything looks perfect, and everybody is starting to believe that we're supposed to be perfect. And in real life, it's gritty, it's dirty, it's messy. Life is tough. Yeah. So I felt that I could make this criticism of everybody being a faker, and then I'll get on a podcast and still try to whitewash my own life. So,
dude, I do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like it's so normal to feel like you have to present a percent. I'm literally doing it right now, honestly. Right. Like as I'm talking, I'm like, yeah, it's not. There always feels like there's some type of wall, and even with the people that you're closest with, like there's some type of invisible line that you won't necessarily cross. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how deep are you really going to be with a friend or family? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, I'm finding it funny to be vulnerable in front of 5,000 people instead of yeah, it's like it's funny. Maybe it's easier to be vulnerable in front of that many people than one person.
I'm curious what your experience has been. Like, how have you found that you've opened up because of podcasting that you haven't had the ability to do in your day-to-day life?
Well, okay, a couple of different ways. I think one of the ways is that I am talking about me. And in general, when I'm in my day-to-day life, it's always about everybody else. And maybe I'm a little resentful about that, because I've been in the helping field, and my life has been surrounded around helping. And then when people find out you have a helper, they call. You're like, you're willing to help? I'm calling. So I'll spend, a good 8-9 hours a day talking to people that are talking about them, and they should. But it's very not often that I'm talking about me. So podcasting is this very interesting time where I'm like, oh, I could say what I think myself. I'm not in a therapy session here. I'm not trying to help anybody. I'm just having a conversation. So just in that way, topic comes up that I could share about what I believe. That doesn't really happen with me during the day, unless I'm giving a lecture or something like that. And even then, it's usually material. It's not really my...
Because it's like you have to be there for someone else.
Yeah, so I'm constantly having to be there for someone else.
Dude, I'm sorry to hear that. I feel like that kind of sucks, honestly. I'll tell you what's funny though. Dude, so with
Story of my life, bro.
Yeah, right? With my clients.
You're a therapist.
I know. So with my clients in therapy, I have to act so much like what you're saying of just like, it's not me in the room. I have to kind of be objective. I'm paying full attention to them. And I think about how my clients see me. Like they see me as probably like this very like mature, like thoughtful, caring about them. And it's great. I love my job. I really love doing this. But it's so funny afterwards, like I come home and I act like a total man-child with my wife because I feel like I've been holding it in all day. It's just got to come out. And then I think about, like, me and my wife, we joke. It's like, imagine my clients saw me like this. They'd be like, I'm firing this guy, You know what I mean?
Yeah, but in a weird way, I think your clients should. The therapy it started with Freud, where he's like, they shouldn't see anything.
Right.
And then it's become more and more that you could show a little bit more. Even just facing each other and having conversation. It used to not be like that. So I just think that a lot of people have said to me, this always shocks me like crazy because I struggle with like depression and stuff like that, but no one ever sees me depressed. So it's not a purpose. I'm not trying to not show people depressed. So people have said to me like, I don't believe that you get depressed.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I'm like, how sad is that?
That's really sad.
That for some reason.
Who has said that to you?
Many people.
That feels rude.
It's not rude. It's just you always come off as someone who's positive and you know, is out there, and I never take off from work. It's I don't I've acted.
You don't act in a depressed manner per se.
Right. I get everything done. I do everything, and I show up. So it's not.
This is cool.
I'm not. Yeah. Wow. You can even take your shoes off, bro.
Oh, sweet.
You could really go nuts.
Get comfortable here.
Get comfortable. So it's. I think that it's very weird when you're the therapist and you're telling people that they have to be authentic and they have to really, really be who they are.
Right.
And then they put you on some sort of idealized pedestal that is not in existence. It doesn't exist.
Right.
And they think, oh, if I there's a way that I could have this perfect life where I'm not feeling any pain or anxiety or anything. Like, look at my therapist.
Yes.
How is that helpful to the client?
Right.
That he or she is coming in and saying, I think I want all this stuff that I'm struggling with, this messy life, which is beautiful and gorgeous. Like that, they're already amazing. They don't get it. And they're like, I want to be that, meaning you, the therapist, and you're not even that.
Right.
There is no that. That's why
I gotta be honest. I think I do a good job of not showing myself to be like perfect or like, and I don't think my clients look at me like, oh, I want to be like this guy. So I feel very fortunate that like, no, I mean, I think that it gets kind of messy in therapy when a client is like, oh, I want to be like my therapist. That seems like some type of violation of boundaries. You know, it does happen naturally, especially when somebody's codependent, but you know, I haven't found that to be an issue with at least not that I know of, right? Like maybe it's happening.
Well, I don't know. You got to explore it with your clients. But what I'm saying is that it's been my experience, especially as I've become more popular and had been, you know, more forward facing. I am out there in the world and like people are like getting more and more impressed with me. Yeah. Then people walk in and
I'm impressed with you, Sonny.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So they think that somehow I have unlocked some like different type of lifespan. It's done. I have this is my biggest issue with maybe not the biggest issue, but probably the biggest issue, probably a top 10 biggest issues in Judaism is that the Torah writes things very messy. Every one of our forefathers were a mess. They had issues. They had issues with their family. They had issues with their life. They had challenges. They had struggles. They all did this. Like we have stories that are all messy, but we look at them and we're like, these guys are awesome. Yeah. These are people we want to emulate. And what we've done is we whitewash them. Oh, perfect tzaddik. Yehuda slept with his daughter-in-law because he thought she was a prostitute. And that's an issue.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit our narrative.
Right.
So we figure out how to make that work with our narrative.
Interesting.
Why?
Yeah.
The Torah doesn't need us to fix it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like the Torah, the reason I'm like so amazed with our forefathers is they're not Jesus Christ perfect.
Right.
They're not whitewashed. They're not sainthood.
Yeah.
They are legitimate like people who became amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say is that I think that if we could emulate anything is we could show people we have a struggle.
Right.
We have these things and we're still amazing.
So Sam, can I ask you a personal question then?
Yeah.
What do you think you need to maybe change in your own life if you want to get real to like be able to, you know, it's interesting because it's like, I don't know if you want to show that you're depressed or tell people you're depressed, but it sounds almost like you were saying like maybe you're holding something back, you're holding something in a way that's hurtful for you. So it's like, how does one be more vulnerable without, you know, violating boundaries or, you know, going too far? You know what I mean?
I don't understand the question. No.
Because you're saying like people...
Get more specific. I don't know.
Yeah, no problem. You want to model good behavior, right? And it's like you're saying you struggle with depression. Thank you for sharing. You know, and if you feel like I'm getting too personal, that's fine.
I'll just say I don't want to answer it if it gets too
sure. But meaning, so how do you open up more to like show that like what would be the right way to deal with it? Because I would think, you know, some people might go the route that you seem to be presenting earlier of just like, you know, be functional, present yourself to be a good person, and the things that you're dealing with in the shadows, like leave it there. Right. Versus integrating that somehow so that people understand that you're complex. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, I'm not really saying that therapists have to integrate it. I just see it as an issue. I don't know exactly the solution. I will say that.
Yeah.
It's not like I think therapists should come in like with their shirts untucked and like, be like a mess they can show how much of a mess they are.
Yeah.
I do think it's probably helpful to share with your client once in a while, hey, I also struggle with some boundaries and I struggle with this and family issues. And if you share a little bit, it might be helpful. But I'm not saying that the whole therapy profession should change to all of a sudden we walk in looking like a mess.
Yeah.
But I do... Yeah. I lost the question, but I'm not understanding exactly how to answer the question. But
yeah, no problem. When you were saying earlier about you struggle with depression earlier, you were saying that like your clients look at you or people that you're working with on a professional level, they look at you like you're not, oh, there's no way you're depressed. Or you're talking about people like your friends and family.
In every sphere.
Yeah.
I think my family, my siblings, and my wife and my kids, they're very aware. That's not. Right. But anything like past that circle, that inner circle, they're a little bit surprised.
Right. Okay, so let's say not the clients, because I understand that obviously could get, I guess tricky ethically or whatever, let's say. But with your farther circle of friends, right, like what can you do? What would be a healthy model to integrate these things that you're battling with, right? So that your friends aren't so surprised. Or maybe it's a good thing that they're surprised, right? Like how do you think you should be presenting yourself?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think that being depressed means I need to now walk around acting depressed.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling inside.
Feeling,
I don't think I have to tell everybody my feelings all the time. They're my feelings.
Yeah. So it's fine to keep things personal.
Yeah, I don't think I'm necessarily doing anything wrong. I'm just surprised that they think there's a type of person that doesn't struggle.
That's interesting, yeah.
Like that, I'm like, have you ever met someone and really got into them and then realized that they have no problems and they're not struggling? Like, have you really done that? So why would I be that person?
Interesting, yeah.
So I like to share and say, listen, I have these struggles, these things. I don't want to overshare just to prove it, but I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be like this, like, oh, somehow you hit this point. I see a lot of influencers and a lot of like YouTube rabbis and a lot of, like that, that level.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should come out and say this, but
no, say it, man.
I have this joke I say in my house. There's a whole new genre of influencers. I call them sexy Kabbalists. They're just like these like amazingly gorgeous Kabbalists, and they got like very white teeth, and they're like, and they're just teaching you Kabbalah, like and they look absolutely perfect, and like they're giving you the answers. And the answers mean I'm going to look like that and have all the money and have a great body and a beautiful spouse and everything's going to be perfect. And you're selling everybody a bill of goods. It's none of it's true.
Interesting.
None of it's true.
Okay.
Everybody so maybe like there's one person that you've met that you haven't discovered what their issue is, and they're generally a happy person.
Yeah.
But they're struggling with their kids. They're struggling with their spouse. They're struggling with their parents, their siblings. There's stuff.
Yeah,
it's a mess. And the reason it's a mess is because our whole life is about unwinding this knot of mess.
Yeah,
and that's what it's about. That's living.
Yeah.
And I think it's very dangerous to sell the bill of goods. So I'm not trying to overshare.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not. I'm saying that's not my goal. Right. But I do think that I think I owe the world, because of my judgments of people not doing it, to share some.
Dude, I think you're totally right, and I think if anything, it's so necessary now, seemingly like more than ever, because what a lot of people do struggle with is they're going on social media and they're seeing the highlight reel of other people's lives, and it makes you feel worse about yourself. You know what I mean? And to know, one of the things that I really do want to do with my podcast also is something similar of just like being real. It's not, and that's also why, like, if I ever go on vacation or like I'm doing something really nice, I never post about that, because it's like I don't want it to seem like my life is perfect or want anybody to look at my thing. And I don't know, it's not like I'm a big influencer or anything, but it's like I don't ever want somebody to do that and be like, oh, that's what I should be doing. I want somebody to, understand that life is challenging and give tools of like, here's how you can deal and manage with the depression or anxiety, you know, that feels more meaningful to me than like lifestyle sharing. So I really appreciate your mission and stuff and what you've been doing.
Yeah, well, it's become a mission. I don't know if it started that way. I just wanted to have conversations. And then like little missions popped up.
Exactly.
But okay, so in your podcasting, like what have you found cool?
Yeah, I love the podcast so much. And at first I struggled. Okay, this is a funny thing. I've always known I wanted to be a therapist. I've always known I wanted to do YouTube and podcasting. Like as soon as I discovered podcasting, I was like, I really want to do this. Like this is what I want to do. Because this is the coolest thing, you know, like you have your own show and you can invite people. It feels powerful. It feels interesting, you know, like the idea of feeling almost like well-connected. There's something like sexy about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, and it's like I've had conversations with people that I consider like very highly well respected that I love personally. Like just as an example, probably people don't know about him, but Dr. Justin Sledge, he has a YouTube channel called Esoterica. Dude, you would love his channel actually.
Dude, you guys, I didn't see
I have
this
to send
one.
it to you, man.
All right, send me this one. Well, tell me about him.
Yeah, so he's Jewish, but he studies mysticism, mostly Kabbalah, but like all Western
Is he
esotericism.
sexy? No.
I mean, like he has a beard and stuff, but
Just kidding.
he looks like a
Guys,
professor.
you're gonna have to. I feel bad that I even came up with this term.
That's
It's
Sexy Kabbalist.
sexy Kabbalist.
No, dude, but he's a professor. He actually has a like PhD and stuff, and he was teaching, and he's doing full-time content now, I think. But dude, he has this amazing series on his channel of the history of Kabbalah. So he studies it not from a Kabbalistic perspective, from a historical perspective.
Okay.
So he's studying it like an academic and trying to make sense of it. And he does cross like interfaith, interculture. Very, very, very interesting channel. You know, it's like no beliefs, just academic. You know, this is the academic view of this esoteric belief or this whatever. I think you would really like his channel.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. So, dude, I fell in love with his stuff. He has close to 1 million subscribers. I reached out to him, and we ended up doing a podcast. And I talked to him for like an hour and a half. Dude, like I would never, even if I met him in public, well, maybe I'm speaking to him for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like I'm never going to talk to him, but I was able to have this incredible conversation, asking questions I really wanted to talk about. And dude, this is the other thing that I really discovered, which is crazy. Like that person, how I got him on my podcast is because I knew Zach Adler, who you've had on the podcast also. He's a comedian. He used to be a co-host on
Zach's the
this
best.
label.
Shout out Zach.
Yeah, shout out to Zach. So I had him on the podcast. I knew him from yeshiva. And then he got me Zevi Slavin, who has a cool YouTube channel also. He also does like a kind of more of like a mystical angle YouTube channel. Very interesting. So I had him on. And then he knew Dr. Justin Sledge, and then he got me Dr. Justin Sledge. And then I could use that as clout in a way. Like I just had another podcast that I released with somebody named Dr. Angela Puka, who worked with Dr. Sledge. She also has her own channel. It's really interesting. Like dude, just name dropping, like, oh, I did a podcast with Dr. Sledge. Suddenly, like your network just grows and this ball gets rolling. And then you realize, like, wait a second, like this could actually take off. Like the 6 degrees of separation thing.
Yeah.
Like you meet enough people and you get the ball rolling, and it's like you could really, you know, do something really special.
This ad is for the women listening to this podcast. This company is called Wig Guru. It's wig-guru.com. They have the most innovative ways to deal with one of the worst issues of wigs, which is slipping back and it looking not in place. Women have a big issue with, you know, not noticing when everybody could tell that it's a wig because it's slipping back. The amount of innovative products that Wig Guru have is phenomenal. They are customer based. Many, many customers are reaching out and saying, could you make this product in this different way? And, you know, I like this part, but I don't like this part. There are many, many different types of wig grips, including the trademarked and copyright pending Grip-A-Fix, original Grip-A-Fix, and as well as her wig glue, which is water soluble and is taking the internet by storm. So go over there, put in the code BRAINSTORM, and you will get 10% off. It is wig-guru.com. It's
You know
cool.
what I mean? It's so cool, dude. I love
I
it.
have this little mission that I want to. People die.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, and there are a lot of people that die, and you're like, damn, I would have loved to have a conversation with that person.
Like Rabbi Jonathan Sachs. Would have loved to.
Yeah, right? Just,
Yeah.
I would have loved to have a conversation with that person. And I feel like that's a little bit of my mission, which I haven't got fully into because I'm so busy with other things.
Yeah.
But to chase down the people that I would regret not having a conversation with.
Is there anyone on the top
I mean,
of
so
your
far I
mind?
got A.B. Rottenberg. I'm not talking about people dying. I'm saying, like, if he wasn't here anymore and I didn't get to have a conversation with him, it would have made me sad.
Wow.
Norm Macdonald, if I didn't get him, but like I'm sad.
Are you trying to get him?
Get him on. No, he passed away.
I didn't even know.
So I'm saying is there are many, many more that passed away that I wish I could have gotten. And I feel like I maybe got to be more aggressive.
To get these people.
With those people. And there's a list. I have a list. But it's so delightful to have conversations with people that you just never thought you would ever have had conversations with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's really, really, really crazy.
But and I also feel as someone listening to podcasts, I'm a big podcast listener.
I had to stop listening to podcasts, by the way.
You did stop?
I had to. Because I would get, this is so crazy. Dude, it's the dumbest thing. I would get so jealous of Lex Friedman and Joe Rogan and Chris Williamson. Dude, these are people that, we're talking about like the top 0.01% of podcasters.
Yeah.
I would just get jealous listening to them. Like I cannot listen to them. Like it hurts me.
Why?
Dude, it hurts me. It's like, I feel like I'm like, I should be doing this interview. Literally, that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do with it. Half the people those guys interview. What, you sit there with like
Bro,
jealousy?
I promise you, I get so jealous. Just as an example, after I had Dr. Justin Sledge on my podcast,
he came in person, by the way?
No, we did it virtually. Yeah.
I refuse to do virtual. Maybe I got to get on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, virtual, it has its pros and cons. Like the pro is that you could see people that are far away and people are more likely to, like, they'll agree because it's like, okay, I don't have to go anywhere. I could just do it from my house. So some people, it's much better doing it virtually. And if you don't live in a city, like you're living out here.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I kind of suggest. Are you paying people to come here? Like, how does that work?
No,
can I ask
never
you?
paid anybody ever. It's not like it's a policy. Like I would never do that. It's just that I don't have a budget for that. Like it's not.
Yeah.
So my theory has been like, as I become more and more popular, it would be more worthwhile
for somebody to come.
For someone to come, and so I'll just wait. Yeah. I have this funny thing. You know where this theory comes from for me? Is that I was always very poor. I mean, now, thank God, I'm doing better than I've ever done.
Thank God, yeah.
Very blessed. I don't think
hope it continues.
I don't think I've headed into the range of like, I'm living a life I can pay my bills, right?
That's awesome, man.
But for a lot of times, I was like, I'm going to help everybody, and I'll have no money, and that is what came true. I manifested that. That's what it was. And it was a lot of serious stuff, I said. But I'm crazy about books. I can't stop reading books, and I love all the books.
That's
like
awesome,
I just want tons of books. I own 7,000-8,000 books, something like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, because I love books.
Wow.
Not only do I love books, I love owning them.
Yes.
So I love reading them and owning them.
Wow.
And if you want to hear how creepy I am, like I even like my favorite is a used bookstore where I like smell them too. I have a weird skill that I could smell a book and tell you what decade it's from.
Really? That's interesting.
It's weird because it smells different from every day. I could get a book from the 70s, I could smell it and be like, "This is from the 70s." Like
wow.
I
you could like get a sense.
I'm fairly accurate because I'm like it's a weird thing. Like it actually the other day I was feeling bad and I just like typed in like thrift store near me and went to go look at old books. Like that's
awesome. Yeah.
And I was in a different area, so I just found this new thrift store and went.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's like one of the things that like actually comforts me. It's like one of my comforts.
The small books. Dude, I used to have a similar thing.
But anyway, the idea is that I had all these books I wanted to read. My theory was I'm going to keep going to thrift shops and used bookstores where it's $1 a book, which I could afford. And I'll wait till that book gets there. So sometimes a book would come out that I'm really dying to read, and I'll wait 6-7 years till it ends up in a bookstore that I can afford.
Just to read it.
So it's kind of the same thing with my podcast. It's like, I'll wait. The only people I don't want to wait for are the people like I want to talk to before they die. Like, that's the people I got to get on. But everybody else is like,
You'll wait.
I'll
You'll
wait.
yeah.
And
Patience.
at some point, it'll be beneficial for someone to say, okay, I'll trek out here for that, or I'll be in the area anyway, so let me go over.
Exactly,
For,
yeah.
when it becomes beneficial. I mean, there are definitely ways I could blow it up much more, but this is where the theory comes from. It's like,
Yeah. You'll be patient. No, dude, I mean, that's really smart, I think. It's like if you're willing to wait it out and you just have your systems and this thing is, compounding and growing, so people will come out. It's like if you get invited to a popular podcast, it's just free marketing,
yeah, it's free marketing. The other thing is that there's a lot of like, I don't like magazines and I like books. What that means is there is a lot of things that you read in a magazine, but in 3 months from now, it's going to be irrelevant.
Right.
But a good book, I read it 10 years from now, it's still the same stuff.
Yes, it's like
I see that with people too. Like sometimes it's like, oh my God, this person is hot right now. You better grab them. If that person's not really going to be hot in 10 years, I'm not sure if I want to grab them.
Okay, like don't chase the clout kind of thing.
I'm not saying I won't do that at all. Maybe because someone is in the area, I'm interested in talking to them. But in general, I'm looking for people that are just really quality people. Like I could sit down and have a conversation, and not because they, something just happened in the news and it's exciting. Now that person might be a quality person that I want to talk to anyway. I think most people are. But I'm not like a news, like I can't okay, I'm going to grab this so that everybody could.
Dude, yeah, but a little bit tangentially, I had to stop following politics. You know what I mean? I don't watch. Dude, I can't follow it anymore. I started a YouTube series just to vent about politics. Okay, this is even backtracking
no politics, no podcast. Yeah. You start a YouTube series, go on.
I started a YouTube series venting about politics, right? Just reacting to videos.
Right.
The reason I started that was because politics would get me like really upset. You know what I mean? Like, and look, I'm a centrist, so it's like everything that you see is always extreme right or extreme left. At least that's my algorithm. I don't know why I just get fed this stuff. But I hear it's a common complaint that like people are just seeing extremism all the time. It's like that's what gets views for some reason. So I wanted to vent about it. I started that, but then I just realized it made it worse. I was just like watching the stuff now, like getting even more upset. And then I'm like, okay, forget it. I just have to cut this whole thing out. Once the Charlie Kirk thing happened, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. You know what I mean? Dude, everyone's reaction was so horrible. And look, obviously you're seeing the most extreme reactions of all people, but like everyone's reaction was so horrible on both the right and the left that it was just like, I'm like, I can't do this. This is just, it feels horrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like a person died.
Yeah, dude, like it's
A
like
human being died.
100%, right? Like a human being died. I think like, whatever, should I talk about this? I don't even, it's
Please.
like, yeah. It's like, dude, like we live in America. It's free speech. You have your ability to say whatever you want, even if people disagree with you. And look, I do think he was probably somewhat racist in the way that like he was a big dog whistler. You know, he said things that like are racist, but found a way to say them in like almost like an excusable way. So that, but like, come on, like at the end of the day, there was a lot of hate in his base. And like he had this like very nationalistic angle, very pro-America, which is awesome. You know, I'm very pro-America. I love the country. But like at the same time, I understand like he was inflammatory and he made a lot of people hate him as well. It's understandable. But at the end of the day, like he did not deserve to be killed. You know what I mean? Like he's not like a person that was like, oh, let's go lynch black people. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't his thing. And even then I would be like, I don't know, like you have freedom of speech, but then it would be understandable at least. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But in this case, then you had a lot of left-wing people. And this is the thing, I think it was very exaggerated. I think like all these, right-wing spokespeople that found the clips of the people celebrating, like that doesn't represent the left-wing people. It's just very, I don't know what you would call it, like extreme people or crazy people. Like, I don't know what you would call these people, but like it's obviously atrocious to celebrate that kind of thing.
Right.
Dude, it's like America, like it's free speech, man. It's just like it's America. You can't kill people for saying things like this, Like it just like blew my mind that people would celebrate it, and then the reaction on the right, instead of like going into their grief and their mourning, was immediately to like make fun of all these people and start a war and be like, okay, we're gonna go after the left wing people, and then in the government also they were like, oh, we're gonna crack down on these people. It's kind of crazy. It's like the government to say, like, okay, like Charlie Kirk had the right to say whatever he wanted. Makes sense. You could disagree with him. Fine. These people who celebrated, they have the right. It's kind of just shameful. It's like you should be embarrassed to do that. It's kind of crazy. But they have the right to do it too. And then it's like just this whole war that's going on instead of like, let's come together as a country, like I don't know what you would call him, a journalist, a movement maker, like just a thinker, whatever, was killed, which is horrible. Like it goes against everything America really stands for that you're taught growing up. And
Although it's been pretty American to kill people who have thoughts that you don't like. I mean, we've over the years.
Yeah, we've done that.
I will say it's the best way to turn that guy into the best guy ever.
Right.
I'm saying you got Lincoln. A lot of people hated Lincoln. A lot of people hated JFK. But the second you killed him, you just turned him into the best.
You turn him into like
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
You know, he had his flaws, but right now he's freaking legend. Like forever.
I hear that.
And I think his wife is going to end up being vice president.
You think so?
It's my thought. I don't know.
Who do you think is running next? I'm not following anymore, so I
think if it's a right wing ticket, it'll be J.D. Vance with Erica Kirk. Was that her name, Erica?
Maybe I think I don't know.
So that would be an interesting. That would be an interesting little twist. Could I?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
challenge me. Say whatever you want.
You give a surgeon a scalpel, he's going to cut people over, right? So I have a really interesting take on this. Is that every single thing is about connection. Like every single thing. So what's going on in this world is that we are lacking meaning and connection. Now, connection comes from like, I need to cleave to something so I could feel safe. Safety is such an important piece.
Yeah.
So what's happening with all these right and left is it's a lack of having a religion or purpose or a connection. So you get very extreme about that. Now, what is extreme about that is in order to say I'm connected to something, like how do I say I really love my family? I say I would die for them.
Okay.
How do I say if I don't have a family connection, I don't have a religious connection, and then I say so now my new connection is right-wing politics. To me, it sounds ridiculous. So you're attaching yourself to some ideas, and whatever those ideas keep changing. It's such a ridiculous thing to me. But if that becomes that's your connection. That's where your safety lies.
Right.
It's like I would die. I would say some terrible things. I will say things. I've seen people that would never say this person deserves to die. Say this person deserves to die because that is they've attached themselves to a set of ideas to such a powerful way that they will literally kill people for it or say horrible things about a person. It's all, again, what I think is it all comes back to our deep need to be connected to something, to give ourselves much more meaning in our lives.
Interesting, yeah.
And I think as the world becomes less and less religious oriented and less meaning oriented, and we get more and more freedom to just explore the world, people are going to find weirder and weirder groups to hop onto.
Right.
This is an interesting one. I'm fascinated by flat earthers.
Okay, interesting.
Because it's obviously ridiculous.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. All the science says it's not. All I see in that is that these people are so desperate to be connected that they will just ignore every normal piece of science, and they will it becomes a religion. So if you ever watch any documentary, it looks like a religious documentary. If you took away the flat earth thing, they're like, the science people are lying. They're the Antichrist. And our flat earth community is a community of love and connection. And again, a lot of this stuff is about connection.
Interesting.
And joining a team, and you got to die for your team.
Yeah. Dude, we talked a lot about connection last time, and I love how you're bringing it on a much more like grand level. You know, like you work with a lot of addicts, and and I'm curious to actually hear if your thinking has evolved on this. But like what we were talking about last time was how connection is really going to be the cure for a lot of addicts, because when you grow up with such a sense of I'm not loved, I can never be loved, I'm not enough, I'm unworthy, and all those kinds of things, you have this depleted gas tank, right? Like that's how you put it. And basically, sorry, we're gonna have to edit this out because I need to pause to think.
You could think.
Yeah, no.
I don't edit, bro.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine this all gets
This is real.
this is real. You don't edit?
I do not edit, bro.
That's funny, man. Yeah.
No, I do edit if my guest is like, hey, I said something stupid, take that out.
Please take that out.
besides
then
for
you'll edit
that.
No, it's fine. You can keep it in. I just wanted a second to to gather myself. But yeah, meaning when you have like an empty gas tank, it doesn't matter how, in theory, how much potential you have and how many gifts you have, because it's like you're not going to be able to operate without that love and connection. Like connection is the base to be able to do anything more productive with your life.
Right.
So, now it seems like you're taking that, there's some more human need that gets us to go into groups and stuff. But yeah, I'm curious to maybe like talking about addicts a little bit first. Like, has your thinking evolved on this connection thing? And if you want to expand on that.
Yeah, I can talk about it. But actually, you just brought up this. I had this Eric Levitz on. He runs the AZ House in Israel. Awesome dude. And it was such a fun podcast because he's just like full of ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was talking about like how community is such a big part of the answer, like a really big, like what you're saying.
Yeah.
And he said something that actually I was like, yeah, that's a very good point. But there are good communities and bad communities. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
The community is the answer.
Right.
It's a big beginning of the answer. But what we're trying to create, meaning what in the programs that I'm running and all that stuff, and we're hopefully all trying to create in our lives, is good communities. And that's really the struggle. Because what I believe, in a sense, is that everybody will find a community naturally.
Right. Okay.
And usually those connections will be things that'll hurt them. So weirdly, drugs is its own
could be
community.
Its own community, yeah.
It has its own community. It has its own feeling of community and safety and all that stuff. And you actually get a community of drug addicts. So, that happens.
Of course, yeah.
We're trying to build good communities. So it's just what you were saying, like building community is true, but like cults are also a community,
Exactly.
and they have, but they're not good.
So you're talking about how these things could get like how this natural human need for connection could get corrupted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interestingly, how did it evolve in the last 2 years? You're talking about?
Yeah,
that's the question. So, I'm not sure. I feel like maybe I have to really think about that. I could tell you that's something that has grown. What?
I stumped you.
You stumped me good.
I'm joking. Yeah.
I think one of the things that really have been thinking about a lot more lately, so maybe I thought it in the past but didn't really, is that the leader is often a very small part of the actual community.
Okay.
So so everybody needs a point person, like, oh, that's the guy's the leader.
Gotcha.
But the real healing, the real thing that's happening is the masses that are reinforcing what the leader is saying.
Interesting.
So a lot of leaders are like, oh, it's all about me, but really you're just kind of like a conduit to bring an idea down, and then it's not really about you. So in a way, it's a very lonely place to be a leader because you're not, everybody's like, oh, I got to go to you. But the real healing, like I see in the sober living homes, is like, they're like, oh, if I get more time with Sonny, then I'm going to be healed.
Right.
Truth is, I'm saying an idea and then you guys doing it with each other is the real healing.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I got to get time. So there's a lot of emphasis in like our leaders. I got to get time with them. I got to get time with them. But communities form around the leader.
Right.
But they're the power themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's I don't know how clear that is, but that's kind of like
It's reminding me of something a little bit. It's like you're talking about like feeling the vibe of the community, like you feel a sense of connection, and it's not really like I don't know, like a debate. Like there's nothing you could tell somebody that will heal them. It's like when they're living in the sober living and they have all their friends around them, they just feel supported, like it's like a felt experience.
Right. I say it's osmosis. Like it happens
osmosis,
without you knowing it.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if it's not osmosis, it's not as effective. Because if
right.
we know it's coming, we're going to block it.
Okay, right.
But if it happens, it just starts seeping through, and then you're like, I think a great program, people look back and go, I know I owe everything to that program. I'm not sure why. I almost believe that's the highest level program. You're like, I don't know why, but when guys in the sober house, and I said this like in the past, but they drive into the driveway of, let's say, the main house, and there's more houses that you could go like different levels, but they drive into the driveway main house, and I asked a bunch of guys like, how you feel when you're driving in, and majority of them have answered some version of home. It feels like home. I'm driving home. These are guys that already graduated. They're moved on. They're living in their own apartments or whatever. Going in there, it just feels like home. That's what we're looking for in a healthy
creating
way.
that safe space for them where it's just like they feel comfortable here. It's like a place of acceptance, right?
Right. And when you have that safety, it unlocks a power. Like people don't realize that I'm always focusing on like what we call level 1, that part where like I need to feel safe and loved and connected. That's filling the tank. They don't realize that the second that the tank is unlocked, all of a sudden your Tony Robbins pops out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the problem with a lot of these programs that are like psyching you up, they're like, get in the ice bath and blah, blah, blah. It's fine. I like that stuff. But it doesn't really happen until you're full. When you're full, all of a sudden it's like, I'm ready to go and conquer my independent monster self.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is called in Salvachik. You ever read the Salvachik's essay called Lonely Man of Faith? Whatever.
I think you've quoted it to me before, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But he has this Adam 1, which is this incredible. It's basically, we're made up of 2 parts, which is our community part, which is called Adam 2, and Adam 1, if I'm quoting this right. It's been a long time since I read it last. But the Adam 1 is the conqueror, is the like, because God created us twice. One as a powerful being that's almost godlike.
Right.
It doesn't need other people. And then the other one is that we need all of other people. I see this as a continuum of first you need that connection, and then you're like skyrocketing. All that independence it's unlocked to a level of like explosion. Yeah. And but you need to keep feeling safe. And what I am seeing in the world with politics, just to bring it back, and with everything, is that people will be so desperate to feel connected, to be part of a community, that they will literally do the most horrific things in the world just to show I'm a card-carrying member of this community. I am a member of this community.
Interesting. It's like
I will fight you to the death.
Wow.
It's gang warfare. It's like, and you see what's going on in Gaza and Israel. It's like you have regular, normal people trying to raise their families, and they're like, death to Israel. You're like, what?
It's so sad.
Who talks like that?
Yeah.
And I think it's happening on our side as well. I'm not saying it's not happening on both sides, but like, that's not how you think. Right. When you think about someone you have a disagreement in your family, you're like, I got to work on this. I got this. Like the idea of like, I will go in and slaughter you. Our powerful need for connection is so powerful, we will literally take all of our values and everything we believe in and just throw them out in the garbage to be connected. That's how powerful our desire and our need to be connected is.
It's so crazy, man. I've been thinking about this rant for a while about how, do you know the New Age Atheist movement?
The what? The
New Age Atheist movement.
New Age Atheist movement.
Yeah.
You said it so fast, I had to break it down. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. When I was like 19, right, I went on this little journey for myself trying to figure out like what I believe. So I would watch all these debates and stuff. So there are these 4 famous atheists. I only really listened to like 3 of them, but Sam Harris, who's dope. He's really cool. He has a great book.
Sam Harris is amazing.
Yeah, dude, he would be a dream guest for me on my podcast. I would love to get Sam. Yeah.
You could get him.
I could probably get him, right?
Just keep calling. Keep emailing.
Dude, I should keep reaching him out. Yeah. Dude, so actually it's funny. I almost had Alex O'Connor. Do you know who Alex O'Connor is?
No. Wait, is he another one? I don't want you to get distracted.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
He has this channel called Cosmic Skeptic or something, but he's also like a big famous atheist. And
Sam Harris considers himself an atheist or agnostic?
I think he considers himself an atheist.
Okay, fine.
Technically speaking. And then basically, so Sam Harris, Christopher Hitchens, who died, but he's hilarious, very funny. and Richard Dawkins.
Okay.
Right? So
That's a big three.
dude,
It's a trifecta right there.
trifecta, yeah, dude. All these people, I'd love to have them on my podcast. They're brilliant people. But I mean, Christopher Hitchens is dead, so the Messiah will have to come before I could have that podcast with Christopher. But
That would be funny, actually.
That would be actually
There
really
would
funny,
be a
man.
lot of irony.
Dude,
It's
that
the
would be-
Messiah
yeah,
coming.
right?
He comes
He
back,
comes back.
and he's still being an atheist.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, man, like, the Messiah came.
Oh, my
I'm sure
God.
they'd have some way to explain it. Like,
The irony. They were like, that's
Yeah.
obviously that's how the world works.
Because I think what's so interesting is that like when you're in, okay, I'm having to like backtrack, like getting even a deeper layer of thought here. It's like when you're in a certain community or like an echo chamber, really, certain things just make sense and you believe them and it becomes like an unquestioning reality without even realizing it. You know what I mean? It's like, it just makes sense. Like, for example, if you're in a very fundamentalist circle, right, of like for some of these flat earthers, when you're in a very fundamentalist, like, okay, the earth is flat and you're Christian, so you have to believe it in this fundamentalist way. It's just like, it doesn't matter what the science is. It doesn't matter what like everyone else around you is saying all these things. Like, you're not going to question it. You know what I mean? And we could speak about similar things with like certain fundamental aspects in Judaism of just like certain things, like they might be incompatible with this, but like you're going to ignore that. You're not going to think about it and you're going to consider yourself a rational person and it's just going to make sense to you. You know what I mean? It's just because like you're in that community. It's a felt experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, but going back to the New Age atheists, I think one of the disservices that they really did when they were coming out of the gate was
These are the new. I mean, they call themselves a New Age
so.
atheist. Okay, go
I hope I'm not, saying
That's
something
fine, that's
incorrect.
fine.
Yeah, whatever. But basically, one of the biggest disservices that they did was they just made religion look like a joke. They were just like, if you have these beliefs, like you have to be delusional. Like there's no way that you could possibly think Jesus walked on water, that the sea split, that there was Noah's flood 4,500, 5,000 years ago. Like it just didn't happen. Like we have all the evidence to prove that it cannot be the case. You know what I mean? Like you have to be an idiot to believe that. You know what I mean? Like when you came and you did that and you strip people of their like religious stories and meaning, it's just like what follows? You know, nationalism. You have the rise of these like crazy people that people are just like following because it's like you're stripping faith away. You're stripping these stories that kept people in communities for thousands of years. It's just like to just take that away. It's stupid. It's kind of like, I don't think they anticipated that this would happen, but it's just like, it's kind of what happened.
You think that they're responsible? I mean,
They're definitely somewhat responsible.
Part of it.
I don't know if they're like the heads of this movement, but there's definitely like a growing thought of moving away from religious stories. And what you're also noticing is growth in nationalism and stuff. But look, I mean, like that happened like, also in the 20s.
It's
right?
so interesting that you're
Like,
saying you're
Yeah.
like, even if it's not true,
yeah,
keeping
Right.
them believing it
right.
gives them a sense of meaning. So what are you
Right.
doing?
Yes, and it's better to be in a good community. And it happens to be a lot of these religious communities are actually extremely toxic, but like it's the good religious communities, it's better to be there than, listening to Tucker Carlson preach about his right-wing politics. You know what I mean? Like it's just that's a better place. But if you lose that religious meaning and then suddenly you find it in these extreme right-wing or left-wing voices, 100%, man.
I would say more people died in the name of religion than almost anything else. I mean, I know this is an old claim, but I definitely think, I mean, Hitler wasn't a religious guy, and so he killed a lot of people, and Stalin wasn't religious, and how, like the New Age.
Right. I mean, you could almost argue that those were religions in a way,
I would argue that. I don't think that they would have been possible without all those people being religious before. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not, they already had the fervor.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they just switched it.
Right.
So maybe
But that's what you're pointing out. Like, it's not like this is a trait that we could turn off, like the need for community and that we get almost like delusionally hypnotized in our echo chamber. Like, it's not something you could turn on or off. It's like a fixture of human nature, and that could get hijacked and manipulated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So but you're saying that the idea of just ripping out the rug underneath people,
something fills the vacuum.
Anything
exactly
could come.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I think that they're like good.
What do you mean?
I think they have thought of this, and I think that they.
You think they thought of this?
Yeah, 100%.
There's no way they anticipated this would happen.
Maybe not at this level.
Because I think people. I think maybe what their thinking was, and again, I would have to have them on the podcast and ask them, confront like what their thinking on this was. But like,
Emir Tashem, you should have the biggest atheist.
I would,
Sorry,
dude,
sorry.
I would.
I want to talk about Our Village Women's Home. Our Village is a sober living community in Pomona, New York. And a lot of people mistakenly believe that this is like a regular, like halfway house. It is not. It is a full-blown community where you are embraced and loved and cared about and cared for. And they will literally do anything to help you move forward. It is the safest and most wonderful place to come and get your way through the recovery. They help you in every single way. Our Village is everything you need to help you get through the most difficult time of your life, early recovery. And it helps you transition into an independent, amazing life. And we believe in Our Village that everybody has the potential to be their amazing self. And the people that come are awesome. The staff is awesome. You definitely want to get in touch with them. It's ourvillageny.org. Reach out and you'll find out all about it.
Bro, I'm saying all these people, even ones that I would disagree with, I would love to have them on the podcast. Like, I'd love to get like a Christian priest and a Muslim guy, like a Sufi especially. Like, I would love to just talk with these people. They fascinate me, like other people and ideas. It's interesting,
You should.
Yeah.
I'm a big studier of other religions. I'm like fascinated.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, when you read stuff, like what's your go-to?
My go-to? Jeez, it's impossible to get a go-to for me. No, there are certain things I just don't read. Okay. Like, I don't even know if that's fully true. I mean, I don't read a mathematics book, even though I do. But on the other hand, I'm fascinated with numbers. So like in terms of investing and stuff, I'm so deeply into like reading a lot of investing books. It's always a mood. I had this woman that changed my life with reading.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know if I ever told this in the podcast, but okay, whatever. But basically, I was hitchhiking. I had like left home and was living in Israel at 16. And I was like doing whatever. I had an apartment and, trying to do life. And I was young. And I was hitchhiking in Israel. I got picked up by this woman. And she turned out she was the head of the English literature department in Hebrew University. I almost lost my mind because all I loved was reading. I was like reading. This is before the internet. It was reading full time. There was no phones. I was at that point. I was reading for sure a book a day.
What's so funny is like you don't come across as a bookworm.
I know I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. But at that point,
you have too much swag for that.
What?
You have too much swag for that.
Too much swag?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Tell me.
I feel like a lot of the bookworms I know kind of like have their head in a book.
I think what you're saying is that they let you know how smart they are.
Okay,
and that's annoying.
Yeah.
I find that annoying. So I will not do that. But no, I just feel like, I've read. And I'm like, all right.
Bro, but you read a book a day?
So
How's that
for
possible?
a lot of years. Like I was reading, just consuming at levels that I wanted. And I loved it. So I meet her, and I'm excited. Okay, now I never met a professor in my life at that point. I'm 16 years old. And I said, listen, I have a dilemma I got to ask you. So besides, we talked about a lot of things, but I asked her, and I said, I read a book, and I get like, I don't know, 60, 70 pages in, and I'm like, this is just dead boring. But I have to finish it. So what do I do? Like, how do I do this? She's like, books are there for your entertainment. If you are not enjoying it, close it and put it down.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could do that? Like it never occurred to me. I was like, if I got into a book, I got to finish it. I got to give this fully, like it was the same way I like saw how like eating my food on a plate, like finish the plate. Like if you started it, finish it.
Finish it.
And I've read so many terrible books because of that. And at that point, I started just if I don't like it, I put it down. So it's the same thing with genres with me. So I'll go fantasy books for like 2 years, and I'm just reading all the fantasy I could find, and then I'm gonna go and then I'll be like, ooh, I'm really interested in again like a finance book, or I went into a period of time where I was just reading chess books for a while, and I was just doing like there is so and now.
Wait, are you on chess.com by the way?
What?
Are you on chess.com?
No, I don't play chess.
Dude, you gotta get on chess.com. Oh, we talked about this before.
I
actually.
do not do chess anymore at all.
Yeah.
This is a whole issue. Anyway, you could be on chess.com.
Yeah.
My son is very upset at me because I don't want to play chess with him anymore. Chess has done some weird stuff to my brain, and I decided no more chess.
Dude, I kind of know what you mean, by the way, because like I get obsessed with chess, and
It's
then
not good.
dude, I get so obsessed. Literally, I get so obsessed. But also, what's so strange is like there's a whole chess culture. You know what I mean? And it makes me feel smart to play. So it's like,
Right.
you know, so like I get all fancy, but then like I get so obsessed with the thing. It corrupts me, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I also think that it's not just a big deal to be smart.
You know,
I used to think I was like really
Yeah.
good. I would like let everybody know how smart I was,
Right,
and then
right.
I've seen a lot of smart people do really stupid things.
No, 100%, man. I think what's funny is that like a lot of the smartest people in my grade from when I was in high school, like they're not really doing anything that impressive with their lives right now. You know what I mean? And it's like these were people that like they would be like, okay, who would be the most successful people? You'd be like, oh well, I guess these people, they're the valedictorians or whatever. They're just it's not really that impressive. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's interesting how things turned out. But anyways, I struggled a lot with like insecurities about my intelligence because I have ADHD, and growing up, like it was hard to do well in school. Like I would only really be able to do well if there was a teacher that I liked that like believed in me, and then I would feel like really motivated. But other than that, like I would just space out the entire class. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like I have no problem being in my head for like hours, and then I have no problem. Like when I feel motivated, which I can't control, I could spend hours just totally obsessed with it. You know what I mean? Not that I can't control. It's very difficult to control. Where am I going with this? Yeah, but so for me, it like was very important to be like I have to prove how smart I am because it's like I didn't necessarily do well in school, and then it's like now I have to like prove that I'm smart and you know show all these teachers that they were morons. You know?
Yeah, I'm very lucky that I never that never occurred to me. I always thought I was smarter than everybody around me. I just
Nice.
I was doing poorly in school, but it wasn't
Because you weren't smart.
whenever I tried,
Yeah, you would do great.
I would do great.
Yeah.
It just I had no interest in trying your dumb
Right.
class. So like I'm not. So it never occurred to me, and this probably is a testament to my mother. Like I was never told you're not smart. It was like these teachers are stupid, and like
Yeah.
and you're just smarter than them. So I kind of grew up, but I also
You see, a
realized
Bukharian parent doesn't react like that. You know what I'm saying?
it's not true. I don't think everybody in my family felt this way. For me, but also I was able to prove it. Every time it was like, okay, well, if you want to do that, I wanted to skip 5th grade. And they were like, okay, well, you got to get 100 on every test for the next, I don't know, whatever. And I was like, okay.
And
then I just did it. So I was like, so there was no way for me to doubt that I could do it if I wanted to do it. It just was like, if I'm not focused on it, I'm not going to do it. And so I never had that. But I also have always been annoyed by people trying to prove how smart they are to me. So Norm Macdonald, you know Norm Macdonald?
Yeah. I mean,
talk about Norm Macdonald.
you know,
Norm Macdonald, in my opinion, was the smartest comedian ever. And one of the things I relate to him so strongly, and he would say in interviews, is that no one wants to talk to someone who's smarter than them. It's either equal or dumber. I don't want to really talk to people that smart.
kinda
They
disagree.
make me
I
feel
really
dumb.
disagree.
So
Yeah.
if I'm around the same smart as you, then I want to hear that guy.
Right.
But if you're showing me that I'm dumb, I'm not going to be interested after a little while. So I go with that.
Okay,
approach.
nobody wants to hang out with somebody arrogant, but I love talking to people smarter than me. Dude, I talk, there's this lady that, she went to Stanford and she's working on like computer chips and stuff. She's an engineer for computer. Dude, I was just talking to her. I'm like so fascinated. I'm like, tell me everything about computer chips. Like, how does this stuff work?
Right.
They're microscopically tiny. Each transistor, like a transistor is like a switch that will either be a 0 or a 1, right? Like you're talking about on these tiny microscopic chips, like millions of these transistors that are like flipping at the speed of light in order to play a movie for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. And like I'm just talking to her about these things, and it's like it's
Does
just
it
fascinating.
make you feel dumb?
No, I just get so curious. Look, if somebody would make me feel like an idiot, I wouldn't like it, and I wouldn't talk to that person. But like I'm like I get curious, so it's like I love to hear what people are saying. And most of my friends, I think, are smarter than me, honestly.
So you're still struggling with the smarter thing.
No, it's
I'm
funny.
just saying I don't.
Yeah, I'm
the
still
people
struggling with
I
it.
know. Listen,
Yeah.
there is a level of lack of intelligence that is
Right.
that is debilitating. You know, maybe you get to a point where, I don't know, you have 70 IQ or something. It's like you just
it's
can't
debilitating.
think.
Right.
I have seen, if you're at an average IQ,
Right.
after that, it doesn't matter. That's how I feel. Like, I've seen people who are really not brilliant people do things that would awe the heck out of you. Like, it's like, holy cow. So I think it's a tool, and it's a good tool.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean much because I'm in the world of
totally agree
action.
with you,
That's
dude.
where I'm at.
Yes. Dude, there's so many other traits that are so much more important, or at least as important as intelligence. Like, are you willing to take a risk? Are you willing to love somebody? Are you willing to be vulnerable? Are you willing to, be kind in your heart? I think also when you're smart, you can sometimes just paralyze yourself with like the possibilities, and then you're not going to do anything, which is sad.
I think there's I almost think there's more downside to be smart than upside in some senses, because
in some ways,
you will overthink every single thing. You'll stop yourself from going. The people that are like moving this world, I shouldn't say. I mean, there are some brilliant people moving this world. I think I want to know if, like Elon Musk, right? We talk about like one of the most intelligent people. I don't know how. I mean, he seems
smart. Yeah.
He seems very intelligent. But what makes him amazing is not really his intelligence. He's got a pair of he's got a pair on him. He's really he is willing to take enormous risks.
Yeah.
Hire the right people.
Yes.
He almost going broke all the time. His most impressive thing, he's not the best engineer in his company, not even by a long shot. He's not any of those things. As a matter of fact, in an interview a long time ago, he compared himself. They asked him if he's like more like Tesla or Edison. You heard about this? He just said, I'm more like Edison. Okay. Now, if anybody ever really studied the Tesla Edison, it was like kind of like a rivalry. Okay. Tesla was a brilliant person. Nikola Tesla, the original, not the cars, was a brilliant person who invented amazing things. And to the point where some of the stuff he invented, like they weren't even able to do in that time because they didn't have the right alloys to do what he invented. Now we could do them. Like that's how brilliant he was. Like theoretical and everything. He died broke. Edison was a smart guy, but he was a genius in marketing and genius in putting together companies and stealing everybody else's trademarks and whatever they had. Right. And he was like, half the stuff that he gets credit for, he took from someone else or he invented, he got someone else to do it. And, so Elon Musk knows that he's that guy. And he's the guy who's he has enough intelligence to know what's coming. Right. But also he's not the genius inventor. He's the genius guy who gets all the inventors to invent for him. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. So even though he's such an intelligent person, I don't think it's his intelligence that makes him Elon Musk. Right. I think it's his guts.
Yeah, the guts, the risk, the ability to organize people around the ideas. Yeah. Right, like that's what does it. It's fascinating.
So why are you still doing podcasting?
Dude, I love the podcast, man. I'll tell you what I realize now also, speaking of business and marketing, this is the craziest thing. They don't teach you this in therapy school, and I don't think this should be like a mandatory class for high school kids, honestly. That everything in business is about marketing, dude, literally everything. And I, like talking about the 80-20 principle of being a therapist, dude, the 80% of your clients that you're going to get is going to come if you have good marketing. You know what I mean? You're not going to get the 80% from being
How does a therapist do marketing nowadays?
Dude, it's so hard because I think like the best way to do marketing as a therapist is you have like grassroots, somebody's going to the rabbi for, we're struggling or my son is this, whatever, who knows what. And then the rabbi's like, oh, go to this therapist or I could recommend you this person, like that would be the best way. That's very hard to break into. But like in the online world, ZocDoc, Psychology Today, making sure you have a good page, freshing things up. And I've gotten very lucky in my life, thanks to ChatGPT also, like just how it's been able to help me, go through many different, I guess, like phases of like trying to market this way, market that way, whatever it is. And I've gotten really incredible clients. Like I decided I wanted to do a niche with working with young men. And thankfully, like it's working. I work with some women too. but mostly young men. And dude, I've gotten some incredibly successful young men to like come on my practice from like the marketing that I've done, which is very, very, very lucky. I know a lot of people haven't had that experience.
Other therapists?
Like just young men. Other therapists haven't had a lot of luck. You know, a lot of people come to me a lot of new therapists actually come to me for a lot of advice now.
Right.
With starting a practice. But where am I going with this? Oh yeah, marketing is everything.
Yeah.
Marketing. So at first I was doing the podcast. I wanted it to be very separate from therapy. I wanted to be like, I'm doing the podcast. I don't even want anyone to know that I'm a therapist. Like I just wanted it to be separate, you know?
Really?
Yeah, at first. Because I started the podcast a little bit before I started my own practice. I was still working in a school at that point. I think it was like just after the volunteering at our place.
Right.
And then I started the practice, and then I realized marketing is so freaking important. Like every high school kid, everybody needs to know this. Like all of business is literally, it is marketing. Like if people don't know you, you will never, like you cannot succeed. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be the best therapist in the world. You could have the best training. Like if you don't know how to let people know that, you're screwed. You know what I mean? That's just like.
Well, I'm gonna disagree. Could I disagree quickly? Not disagree.
You could disagree. I just want to add one more point because I think it'll also help what you're gonna say. Most of the clients that come to me literally will tell me probably like about 80% of my clients will tell me within our first 5 sessions that I'm the best therapist they ever had. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like marketing gets people in the door, and then you still have to keep them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then hopefully, but dude, to get that grassroots thing that I'm talking about that somebody's recommending you have to be in the field for like 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? Because people aren't going to recommend their therapist. You know? They're going to be like, oh, I saw this guy like 5 years ago, really helped me. You know? Go see him.
Well, having a podcast really could help that in terms of marketing.
That's why I really started connecting it. You know, I'm realizing it's marketing, but I'm also realizing it's a hobby. You know, it's like I cannot treat it like a job. Although I want it to be successful, and for it to be successful, it has to be treated like a job.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm drowning trying to like keep up the business, being a father, doing this. It's like maybe at some point in the future, if it really starts to take off, and I'm feeling like, okay, I really should push the gas on this. But for now, I'm like, I'll post an episode every 2 to 3 weeks, and I'll be happy with that.
Right.
You know?
No, I'm going to say this. I have some very interesting thoughts on marketing because
go ahead.
my wife started a business recently, and she turned out to be a absolute marketing powerhouse that she didn't know about, and I didn't know about. None of us knew about, and it was really amazing. So I've seen the power of marketing.
Interesting. Yeah. What kind of business is it?
She's called Wig Guru. I do an advertisement on the podcast.
Nice.
It's wig grips and wig glue, and it is absolutely these amazing products, and everybody's like talking about them, and which is
That's
like
awesome.
a really cool thing.
She invented the product?
She marketed it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, I'm sorry. She manufactures it, invented some of it. She has patent pending and all that stuff. So, but some of the products are similar to other brands, but no one's really like her. She's it's very cool. Okay, so that's what I was gonna say, and you kind of said it. I read in a book, I'm not sure, a long time ago, but it was the most succinct way of like putting it. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Which is there are 3 parts of business, and those 3 parts are sales, which includes marketing, product development, and money management. Those are 3 things that everybody says are important for business. The book itself said really nobody in the world is good at all 3. There really isn't. There are some people that are really good at 2 and all right with the 3rd, or most people are really good at 1 and like all right with the 2nd and terrible at a 3rd. Like so there are 3 things. So like if you marketed your private practice and then people came in and you were a terrible therapist, you didn't have a good product, then you would lose people also.
100%,
and also you lose all your money if you don't know what to do with it at the end of it, which a lot of therapists don't.
Dude, that's tough, man. The business skills are very hard.
Right.
You know?
So there are those 3 things, but I will say with what I've watched with my wife's business, I realized that I've been doing Our Village, which is the sober living homes, which the product is, second to none. It's like an incredible product.
Yeah.
And people are, we don't have a success rate anywhere near anybody else in the field. Like we're way beyond everybody else. People have grown and changed. There's a community built and all that stuff. The marketing, terrible. And I was like, oh, I'll just make the program and my name and maybe the podcast will be enough. It's not. It's wildly not enough. which is interesting because you think like, because you really still need more people to keep coming and coming, and they're coming, but it's not like banging down the doors at all times, which is what marketing brings. So it's interesting. Even in the nonprofit world, you need marketing on some level.
Yeah.
Like I remember running our place. If you're making events and exciting, the kids come.
Yeah.
So you gotta like really.
Yeah,
it's always about marketing.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you, but there are two other.
Dude, I'm not arguing with that also because it's
yeah.
like at the end of the day, if you're not a good therapist, like people are gonna not see you for a long time, like and they're, they'll leave you bad reviews. Oh, dude, that's the next thing.
Yeah,
you got to get good reviews, man. Good reviews to do it.
It's funny. I stopped doing prior practice so long ago. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like reviews where?
Dude, ZocDoc, man. ZocDoc, yeah.
I am not on ZocDoc.
Yeah. It's very good for people that are starting out, I think, because it can be expensive. But I'll tell you, okay, I really struggled. This is actually kind of crazy. I really struggled at first when I started my practice because people were telling me, I filled up my thing in 6 months. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Bro, I didn't get my first client until like 3 months after I started my practice. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know how the hell to do the marketing.
Right.
And then I started figuring it out. And then it's like at a certain point within like a month, I got totally booked. You know what I mean? Because like I just figured it out. I was like, oh, this is where the clients come from. Like, and double down. This is what I needed to write. And especially like the better reviews you get, the more clients are like the faster they're going to come. So it's really, what's the word when it's exponential, right? You really get a lot of exponential growth. So for some people, ZocDoc didn't work at all. And then for me, it's working very well. And then other people like Psychology Today books them up. And then for me, I never get anybody from Psychology Today. I don't even know why I have a profile, honestly. It's just to like kind of look official, I guess.
These things are free. You pay for them.
No, so you have to pay for them, but it's minimal costs compared to what the revenue brings in.
It's so funny. I don't know this.
Yeah.
I feel like an old timer. This stuff has been around for a long time. Psychology Today has been around 20 years forever, probably. For a long time. Yeah, I don't do the private practice. I will say that I don't think of private practice as a business. I'm sorry, bro.
Listen,
because it's self-employed. I'm a big
self-employed not a business?
Kiyosaki guy, Robert Kiyosaki. He believes that. You ever read Rich Dad Poor Dad books?
I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad for teens.
For teens, okay.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I think. I didn't read the teens ones. I have it.
Dude, the 7 Habits book for highly effective teens, I find it better than the one for adults.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
It was more, like when the concepts are explained more simply to you, it becomes easier to kind of digest,
Right.
Yeah.
No, he said Robert Kiyosaki's very into like getting to a place where people are working for you and you're not, when a business is really about self-employed. So like I think it was one of the things that really kind of annoyed me about private practice is that, if I need to take a break or if if I'm sick or all since like, let's say you take a vacation. I remember this, like you take a vacation, every day costs you money and loses you money.
Exactly.
It doesn't, it's not like, he's like, oh wow, that day cost $1,000 and also another $1,000.
Exactly right. Like you're not making that $1,000.
I lost $1,000 and spent $1,000. This was a $2,000 day. So
if you think like that, you can never relax.
What I'm trying to say is that if you're a sole proprietor, you're like, it's all you. I
100%.
get sick, I get exhausted, I want to take a break. I have to make so much more money than I need in order to keep going. So that was very hard for me.
It's exhausting, dude. But you start off that way, and then you hire people, and then you start to do more of the mentorship angle of it, which hopefully I want to do soon. But that's, you're talking about that third principle of having your finances kind of in check. That's really important for the expansion because you can't really, dude. Oh my God, dude. The government makes it so hard. You know what I mean? Like it kind of feels like you have to succeed despite the government.
What do you mean?
Dude, I have to file all this paperwork and spend this money and like in order to even start to hire people. You know what I mean? Like to get a PLLC and then and hire an accountant now. Like before I even hire anybody, like this is what I have to do. Like you can't start a business like that. You know what I mean? Like you need probably at least $20,000 to $40,000 saved up just to like start expanding,
Really?
Yeah, it's tough because you also need, with insurances, you need 3 months salary ahead of time. So I hope this isn't getting too niche for people, but like you need 3 months.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry guys. You need like 3 months salary for them because insurance might not pay out for 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you have to spend the money on the market. Whatever. It's just, it's a whole hassle. You know what I mean?
It's funny because any business you start, you're going to have
You're
to,
gonna need that, yeah.
you're going to have to come up with money, but it really sucks that the government is the thing that's holding you back.
It's one of the government and the insurance companies.
I'll tell you this though. Weirdly, the government knocks off the people that are going to get knocked off early. I don't know how to say, like, are they weeding out the weeding out process of the government? If you can't make it through the government,
Then it's like, that's it.
stuff's coming.
The
No,
thing
I
is
really
that
want
as
to talk
long-
about this because
yeah.
my wife is building this business and I'm watching every single step is hard. Every single thing. And you're building a second you expand beyond yourself.
Right.
You are now a bookkeeper. You're a marketer.
Exactly.
You're
Yes.
you're everything. You're every single part. I watch my wife's business, and I'm like, you have every single department that a huge business has, but you're doing it all. You know what I'm saying? Now she maybe have one employee. What I'm saying is like, it's incredibly difficult to get there. So I'm curious. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to the government, but I think if the government knocks someone out,
It's like meant to be a survival of the fittest.
it's like
yeah. It's not really fair though, because it's more about capital than anything else. Like if you have the money, you could do it, you know?
I don't think so.
100%, dude. I think so.
You think so?
Well, at least if you had the money, you're much more significantly likely to get over many of these hurdles. You know what I mean? Like if I had $40,000, I would have started this a year ago, you know? Like, yeah.
So why don't you get an investor, $40,000?
I don't want to give away any of my company, and I don't want anyone to tell me what to do. It's the same reason I started my own practice. It's like, I can't work for other people, you know? Yeah.
All right, if this was Shark Tank, I would give you an offer.
You would give me an offer, yeah.
No, I hear not giving away any equity, but I've seen a lot of people with a lot of capital
And they
blow it and not make it work. And you really need the grit. You need the grit, and it's brutal. I know when I started Our Village, I started it. I didn't have enough capital, but I started it I started it November 2019. December 2019, COVID hit.
Oh man,
If you remember, it was called
all a blur.
COVID-19 then.
Yeah, right.
And then by March, I mean, we got slaughtered. There's no way I could have. Now, even with all the capital, like I had to pivot 7 different ways to make that thing make it through COVID. And I had to like semi shut down, but stay open. And, you know, like all these things I had to do that never could have, like you would have had to throw enormous amount of capital at me if it was all about capital.
make it. Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like you never, everything will go wrong. It just will.
Yeah.
You know, that's
It's like if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Yeah, dude. But by the way, actually, you know, I just finished this book called The Luck Factor. Are you familiar with it?
the luck factor.
The Luck Factor. Yeah.
No, talk to me.
I think you would like it. It's something.
Who wrote it? Do you know?
He's like a professor, a psychologist, and he's done like research and stuff. But he used to be a magician. Come on, you want me to find his name?
Yeah, let's see what the name is. The Luck Factor?
The Luck Factor. Yeah.
Sounds like a Malcolm Gladwell type of book.
It kind of is in a way, but Malcolm Gladwell, I haven't listened or read to a lot of his stuff, but I like how he kind of goes everywhere. Like he'll take you on a journey and like explain like different things in like a really niche way, and then bring all these concepts together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, forget about the luck. Okay, good. Look up the Luck Factor.
Yeah, The Luck Factor by
easy.
Richard Weissman.
Okay, Richard Weissman.
So basically,
Ayid.
yeah, right. He's probably Jewish.
Weissman?
Right. So basically, he used to be a magician, right? That's how he started. And he wanted to study luck because he's like, well, luck just seems like it looks like a magic trick. You know what I mean?
Right.
So most people, obviously, with luck, it'll fall on a bell curve, right? Average people will be not really so lucky, not really unlucky. And then you have some people that are just like extremely lucky. Some people are extremely unlucky. So he wanted to study that. He found people that consider themselves lucky and unlucky. And he was basically like, he studied them and he did a whole bunch of experiments, which is very interesting. It's entertaining too. But what's interesting is that he found that people that are lucky, that consider themselves lucky, it's like they're principles that they do on a subconscious level, that this is what creates the luck. You know what I mean? And some of it is just like psychological. Like, are you optimistic? Do you see the best in things? Like when something doesn't work out, are you going to be like, oh, well, that thing didn't happen, but it could have been worse, or that thing happened, which was bad, but then it ended up leading to this thing. So that was amazing, right? So like a lot of that is just like a mindset shift. But then some of it was just like, are you outgoing, right? Like, do you connect with people, right? Because the more, like we were talking about networks earlier, the more people you randomly get to know, the more odds there are of it turning into something serendipitous. Like, talk to this person, and she's like, oh, I have a granddaughter I want to set you up with, or whatever. Like, or, oh, I heard somebody's hiring for this job, right? And like, the more you put yourself out there, you're just increasing those odds. But then at the same time, people that consider themselves lucky have good intuition, because it's like a lot of times you might meet a psychopath, you might meet somebody that's bad, but like people, for whatever reason, they're better able to listen to themselves. And, they meditate.
They
do
trust
things.
their instincts?
They trust their instincts, yeah. But they also do things to sharpen their instincts. Like he was saying, people that consider themselves lucky overwhelmingly are meditators versus like non-meditators. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like people that consider themselves unlucky, at least based on the studies
what's the
that he did.
connection? Help me understand that connection.
The meditation?
No, I love meditations. I'm curious why that would affect the luck factor. Because when I'm listening to this, and it sounds like the law of attraction, and you're manifesting, and you're connecting, and but what's
Dude, honestly, this is manifestation for people that are more sciencey. You know what I mean? Because it makes it make more sense. It just like puts it in your logical science-based world. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it just,
I actually
it makes
really love
sense
that because people always say, I'm very into the manifestation thing, and everybody thinks it's like a religious kind of thinking, and I'm like, it's not.
If it works,
it's not. It's working.
Yeah,
and
it works.
And I can scientifically explain it all.
Okay, yeah.
Meaning, like,
I'd love to hear it.
I'd love to see that book. No, I'm saying I don't decide to be. If I am training my brain to think that I'm going to be wealthy, then things will happen.
Exactly.
That I'll bump into.
You're priming your brain for it.
Right.
So I'll tell you, that's interesting. But the intuition thing and the meditation, just to
tell me why the meditation.
Because the meditation, you're training yourself to listen and be still, and like what's coming up, and being observant, right? A lot of people that are unlucky, maybe they have a thing, like a voice inside of them that's like, I don't trust this person, but they either don't hear it or they don't listen to it. You know what I mean? And people that meditate, that get comfortable with themselves, they can identify and they trust it. Like it's a skill that you could build to be mindful. And I know for myself, I really got to be better with meditation. But I know for myself, when I'm meditating and I've gone like a month consistently, dude, I feel like just a monk. Like honestly, like seriously, like I feel so centered. And anytime there's like a little thought in my head that's coming, like I immediately can like understand like where that comes from and not judge and just like be totally present and observant. It's like magical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel similar, but how long, let's say that month, how long were you meditating daily to make that?
10 minutes a day, man.
10 minutes a day
That's
for
all
a
it
month,
takes.
and you felt like a month.
You feel different. Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%.
I do like really long meditations.
Oh, really?
It's ridiculous.
I can't do a long meditation.
Oh my God.
How long are we talking?
I've gone hours. It's like
Really?
absolutely wild.
That is wild.
But
what have your experiences been?
What?
What have your experiences
Crazy experiences.
been? Really? Ever altered state of
yeah.
consciousness stuff for meditation?
Yeah, like I'm even exploring. I'm exploring this idea of unlocalized consciousness.
Fascinating. Like
inside.
What's it called again?
Transcendence.
Transcendence. Yeah, but there's a.
I know what you're talking about like sending your
you send your
consciousness.
conscious
Now I'm
out
forgetting
there.
the word. That's great.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the word also.
No, I get caught up in it, and I go a really long time. But I think that also stops me from meditating daily
because it's a big commitment. Yeah,
because I sit down and I go and I want to just kind of stay there. And one time I don't think I wanted to come back. That was the scariest one. Like,
dude, that's super scary.
Yeah, it was a little scary.
What happened?
But no, I meditated really, really, really long, and I got to this place. There are periods of time when the meditation gets really, really intense. The particular type of meditation I do, and like that. Is
it guided? Like, what is it?
It's not guided. No. I can't do guided at all. If someone's talking, I can't meditate. It's very hard. Interestingly, I could meditate in shul. With a lot of people, I could do it. It's like the base measure effect.
Right. Okay.
There's a
like
lot of
it
people
all
making
cancels.
noise.
Right.
I can meditate, but if one person's talking to me, I'm like, that's all I can think. I can't.
It's hard to.
No, this particular time is a long time ago, but I get these. I call them whiteouts, which is it's not. I'm nowhere. I'm nowhere. I'm not here or there, or it's not black. It's not white. It's just these time, and the time could be 5 minutes. It could be 3 seconds. It could be, but nothing was there. And I had gone into this very long one where there was nothingness, just nothingness. And then my dog was sitting next to me, started like tapping me. That was the craziest thing because she just sits there.
Yeah.
And I like slowly got out, and then I cried for like an hour.
Holy crap!
Like I felt the world come back to me.
Yeah.
It was like I was out of this world,
Right.
and then I came back, and it was this enormous amount of sadness that we're here again.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
Like it was so wild. That was the most extreme. I've had other like wacky experiences, but that one was like very extreme, and I actually stopped going that long after that one
because like it was too scary.
Yeah, and also I really am. I'm really misbehaving with my meditation because I'm not. Everything I've learned about meditation, it kind of went into like a bucket, and then I just made up my own meditations, and then I don't really listen to anybody else, and I think I'm playing with fire because I think there's dangerous stuff, and I don't know.
That's interesting. Like you think there's other dimensionally things or something. That
I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely my experience has been so weird. And I'm a big cynic, so like I'm like I don't know what's happening. But yeah, no. Lately, I've been really like I've been focusing on this idea of GABA in the brain,
like the alcohol receptor thing.
Yeah, it's like gabapentin. So actually, alcohol does affect GABA, but GABA is the thing that helps us focus on particular things. If we take away all the GABA, everything comes at us at once. So actually, I don't know what ADHD and GABA, so I don't know.
Could be there.
This is going a little too much. I don't know if I want to go.
I'm fascinated. Can you please share this? I'm wanting to hear this.
No, it's just I have for a long time been feeling that nothing is inside our brain.
What do you mean by that?
That we don't store anything. Like we've been thinking about our computer, our brain as a computer with a hard drive.
Right.
And I don't think any of that. I think that all consciousness and every memory we had and everything that ever existed is just floating around us. And we're kind of like a radio station.
It's an antenna. Yeah.
We're just tuning in.
Yes.
And our brain is like processing everything. Right. So this is something that so I think with meditation they've proven that you could like increase GABA to a level that you're focusing on nothing. There's nothing being able to get into your into your brain. So it just kind of stops moving. Right. But I am more fascinated by removing all the GABA. So that happens like when you die. So all your GABA, like people have these afterlife experiences, and it could be they just opened up to all consciousness.
Right. Like that. That's a very like common idea in psychedelics or something like where you're tapping into the collective unconscious or something like that.
Right. Yeah. So I think during meditation, like some of these weird things happen. I started exploring the idea of like leaving my own consciousness and like trying to tap into other people's consciousnesses.
Okay. Have you had any luck with that?
Yeah, a little bit. It's
really?
Kind of interesting.
Gosh. Yeah.
But it could just be silly stuff happening in my brain. I don't know.
The brain is the most complex, natural occurring phenomenon that we know of, at least, right? Like it's so intricate. Like you think about, it's also what's crazy is like you think about each individual cell that you have is alive. You know what I mean? And it's all somehow come together to work together perfectly on probably trillions on microscopic levels, right? To come together to just have this conversation here. And then like all these atoms working together on like quantum levels, literally, to just take the reality that we just take for granted, you know?
Yeah, but let me throw an interesting
Wait, can I actually just say one more
No,
point?
one sec. Here you go. You're right. You can continue.
Right.
Maybe the brain is the dumbest.
The dumbest.
What I'm saying is like when you look at society, right?
Yeah.
You look at society, And if you were an alien looking down, you'd see all these construction workers running around doing busy work, like building things and electricians. But then you say, okay, who's running it? The guy in the White House who's doing nothing. Sometimes I think like my stomach is way smarter than my brain.
Maybe.
Sometimes I was like,
no, I know what you mean.
I didn't mean that. Okay, go on.
I didn't mean that it was what's it called? I didn't mean that it was like smart. I meant that it's like the architecture of it is extremely complex.
It's complex.
That's what I meant. Not the intelligence factor per se. And the brain is really smart. Like,
it is
compared
smart.
To,
I'm just throwing a little fun in there. So.
No, it's fair. It's fair. But we're also just humans. And it's like you were saying earlier, like we're like amoebas, right? Like we're so infinitesimally insignificant, like to the grand scheme of the universe, which is vast. And then scientifically speaking, like the time is 13 billion years, right? Like it'll continue going for 13 billion years. Like we are just here in a fleck of flex, like.
I'm not buying the 13 billion year thing either.
You don't have to, but I'm just saying like in theory, right? Like
the arrogance of everybody, including the scientists, is also fascinating to me.
Dude, because we can't like we don't even know what we don't know, right? And it's like
I don't even believe that smoking gives you cancer. That's where I am.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. There definitely are people that smoke for like 100
Could you find
years.
out if eggs are healthy or not before you tell me that smoking causes cancer? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, there's definitely a strong
I'm kidding.
correlate.
Kids, smoking causes cancer.
But where am I going with this? But at the same time, like this brief, let's say 100 years that we're given, like it could feel so long, so important. Like you get a traffic ticket and that ruins your effing day. Like you fall in love and that's just the most magical thing in the world. Like it doesn't even matter that the universe is so big and that time is so long. It's like you could get so absorbed in how meaningful something feels, even on the most petty levels. It's like so strange how it almost feels paradoxical because it's who cares about the vastness of the universe when it's like you're talking about quality of life of an individual is more important than the vastness of the universe. You know what I mean? Like it's meaningless if it doesn't affect anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. But then at the same time,
I do think that when I say the vastness of the universe, I'm not really talking about the size. It sounds funny. That's why I was saying on a spiritual level, on a different level, if you wanted to, you could spend the rest of your life and another 1,000 lifetimes studying one molecule.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's not. You are not talking, and you'll probably be wrong 95% of the time. That's how crazy. I'm not talking about size. I'm talking about there is so much. We're talking about like quantum stuff like that going on, like little worms flying around, like what is happening on levels that we can't even imagine. So we're dealing with something, and as human beings, we're just like, I need the safety of knowing the truth.
Right.
And again, we're back to that.
This is going back to
You're back to that.
And
I need to know the safety, and you know what? If the safety tells me that I got to blow myself up at a bus stop, and that is how I know the truth, then I'm willing to blow myself up at a bus stop.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that the fact is that we're absolutely terrified of just being all alone in this terrifyingly unknowable existence.
Dude, loneliness is the worst.
If I start sounding like Nietzsche, just let me know.
No, sorry, man. I mean, loneliness is it's a horrible pain,
Yeah.
It's so sad. It's funny. This is a hack that I learned when I was single, and I used to feel really, actually similarly to you. Like you mentioned that nobody would recognize that you suffer with depression.
Right.
I used to have the exact same thing before like when I was single. Dude, I was working in a school. The kids loved me there. It was awesome. I had really good friends I would hang out with, but like I would just come home, and I was living by myself at the time, and dude, I'd be like, I would be miserable. You know what I mean? Like horribly, horribly miserable. It was so lonely. But what I found actually is that lighting a candle really helps. It's so crazy. You know what I mean?
Lighting a candle.
If you feel lonely, like if you're by yourself, if you light a candle, you will feel like there's somebody else with you. It's crazy. It really works.
With the life hacks, bro.
Yeah,
that's
dude,
a good one. Where'd you get that from?
I just discovered it. I don't know. And then I told a friend about it, and then he's been doing it, and he says it's actually really helpful. So now I'm thinking like I got onto something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I think there's something to it. I will tell you, there's almost nothing that calms you more than a fire, like a bonfire.
Like a fire really is like something.
And water. Oh wow. I will tell
back
you,
to the elements.
getting
That's it.
into a tub for me is the calmest thing that ever existed. Also, I discovered just the other day I was really revved up about something, and then I put on this music from The Hobbit. You listen to the soundtrack from The Hobbit? Anyway, there's like a very strong bass to the music, and it's like a rumbling voice, and I just completely calmed down. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even do it because it was like, like
Wow,
that.
dude, you have a really like. Wow, you could go really low.
Go really low. Where are we going with this crazy podcast, bro?
I don't know, man. But like it's strange to think that anyone can figure it out of like what's going on. Like you have to think that if this universe was designed, like it couldn't have been conceived of by any human. Like it's just not possible, like, and then it's like, does a bird, like, can it even comprehend, like as complex as a bird might be, like, can it comprehend like a city like Manhattan and like music and dance and like all this, like it can't even begin to comprehend. It's just a different level, And it's just like, can we even begin to like think to comprehend like whatever it is, that's behind this, if there is, like it's just wild to think that we can do that,
Yeah, I think that, and that's the beauty of like things being passed down to us, and like there's a collective consciousness of like we all don't know, kind of, although people don't say that. Everybody's like, we know. Everybody says we know.
You have to believe it because it's like yeah.
I'm saying like,
and I have to tell you something. Can I actually? This is a little bit tangential, but I really wanted to share this anecdote. My dad, right? Like I never really understood him, especially my dad. Both my parents really, but like my dad, he's not very philosophical. He doesn't really talk much. Like he speaks, but like he's not like a thoughtful person. Like I might ask him like, are there any ideas you're thinking about? He's just like, no, he's just present. He's just existing. Always happy to see people, And growing up in New York, first generation, being involved with like Ashkenazi yeshivas.
Sorry.
My parents are from Tashkent.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a big city in Central Asia. But basically, growing up here in America, you kind of, it's more like there's more like debates and people talk and you're supposed to have ideas and opinions and like like these things that matter here that didn't necessarily matter in the old country. Like in the old country, it was much more about like you have your community, you have your family, right? Like we're coming together. It's like growing up, going to yeshiva, and then I had that whole experience with just trying to figure out my own faith, with listening to the atheists. Eventually, I land on yeshiva, right? And I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm committing myself to this base medrash lifestyle, and I don't live like that anymore. But I so value that experience. I'm very grateful I had that experience. Like to me, it was like it's a really cool. Like I feel almost like it was like Hogwarts or something, like or I was at a monastery. Where like it's just really cool. I don't think that that's the way you need to live. I don't think that's the way God is like, okay, you have to live this way. But at the end of the day, it was like a cool experience, and I gained a lot and learned a lot. But this is what's fascinating. I was always mesmerized by my dad because he believes in God, and this is what's interesting is like, dude, this man is a penny pincher. Like you think about like classic, like a stereotypical like Asian person coming to America, like that is my dad. You know what I mean? Like literally pinched every penny. Never spent $100 on himself at one time. Probably never spent $50 on himself. Probably never even 20, like maybe 20. Like he bought decided to splurge on like a pair of pants or something. I don't know. Right. Like dude, like literally so thrifty. This man spent tens of thousands of dollars to give me a yeshiva education, like yearly, annually. So it's like, I know how important it is to him. And I asked him, I was like, Papa, like, why do you believe in God? Like, why do you believe in this faith? And he's just like, so like, it was almost like he didn't even understand my question. He's just like, what do you mean, Hashem? And I never understood it because to me, it was a whole journey. It was a whole, like, I'm figuring myself out, But it finally like hit me at some point where it's just like, dude, God is an experience. You feel it. Like he feels God in his life. It is so clearly present. Like you could give him all the most amazing atheist arguments. Like he could be listening to Sam Harris and like Richard Dawkins. Like it could all like make sense and he'll be like, sure, maybe it makes sense or whatever. But it's just like, you can't argue with him because he feels God in his life. Like he knows it's just an experience, you know?
Yeah.
And we're not raised like that here in America. And it's so sad. It's like you have this debate culture and this and that, people debating, like it's meaningless. You know what I mean? It's an experience, you know?
That's why I was saying that your stomach is smarter than your brain.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
you
like,
feel it on a gut level, right?
He's just like, he's like, there's God.
Yeah, it's there. I feel it. Yeah.
Why is your brain doing all that stupid stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's just a distraction.
No, sometimes I feel like, listen, our brain is just lying to us all day long. It's just, it's saying it's monkey brain.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'll tell you one thing. I've never gotten a backache and didn't feel stressed. I don't get, you're like, that's right. It's like, ooh, something bothering
like
me.
something. It's
And in my brain, I'll be like, something's bothering me. What? What's bothering me? Nothing's bothering me. Oh, I'm bothering me. Oh, I'm distracting.
Interesting.
It's like, there's a million things happening. My stomach, my back, every part of my body, it's like, you know, it seems to be smarter than the brain because it's like gut.
Interesting.
It's just, I feel that. Like when you're talking about your father, I wish I had that because my brain is just overwhelming me.
It's on all the time, man.
With like all this other stuff. And when I meditate, it's gone.
100%, man.
And all of a sudden you're like, ooh, I'm just one with the universe. There's nothing else there.
Right. It's so hard to get to that place because it's like, especially the way our culture is evolving and the way technology is evolving, you're always being distracted. It's so hard to find stillness and just be like family, you know, like you do your day's work at the, you know, outside, whatever you're doing. And then you come back and it's just like family, right? Like we don't have that anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I will tell you, my son said to me the other day, he just said like, I don't really like when Shabbos ends early. I was like, whoa. He just likes the family time. He likes the time to read, time to be quiet. I mean, it's just a beautiful time that we're still. It never happens.
Right.
It's like unbelievable. People, if they made it to this far into the podcast, are you know, they're not sitting down listening to a podcast. They're doing the dishes. They're driving somewhere.
Yeah.
Everything is coming with like 40 different things at once, and we just don't have the even like. By the way, that's the funny thing. You asked me about meditation. Like, is it guided? I was like, even that seems modern. Like, I can't even be still in my meditation. I need someone to tell me to be still.
Yeah,
I don't think it's bad. I just think it's funny in a weird way.
Yeah, because sometimes I find this, like, especially too, like sometimes I just need somebody to remind me or like call me out. Like, notice when you get lost in the thought. And then I'm like, oh shoot, I was doing that. Yeah, I got to go back. You know what I mean? Like to observing it instead of like, you know.
Well, I'll tell you the most fascinating thing about my meditation, right? The most fascinating thing, and it's completely transformed my life, is that when I start meditating, the idea is not to get rid of the thoughts. It's just that I am now a sieve. Like nothing stays in me. I'm a river, right?
Yeah.
So I don't care if thoughts come, and I don't care if it's like basically like you could come and go as much as you want. I am not affecting it. That's how I meditate. It's not trying to push out thoughts, block out thoughts. It's just I have nothing to do with it. I'm the observer. I'm not going to observe it. I'm not interested in it. I have no interest. All I'm doing is sitting in my stillness. And then things start coming. And thoughts start coming.
Right, interesting.
Ideas start coming. And they get more and more intense. And they keep coming and coming. And every one of them seems really urgent. Like, I better take care of this. There's been times when I stop meditation, I have to write things down because that's a great idea. Like, it's so they become more and more and more urgent. And I just sit in the stillness. And every single thing that felt urgent, it was all a lie. And I feel like in my life is that every single time, life will consistently send you what you think is the most urgent thing in the world. It's always coming. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I have that. And at the end of the day, it's not urgent. None of it's urgent. None of it. It's like your gut knows, sit. Your brain goes, it needs to create chaos in order to keep going for some reason. So it's what I've learned is that everything that comes at me is not urgent and it's all going to go.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like because we confuse almost productivity with like personal value. I know I struggle with this too. It's like, I feel like that's so American. And it's sad. Yeah. It's like, it's not actually urgent. It doesn't actually need you. It's like I find myself on my phone when I should be spending time with my daughter. It's so sad, you know?
Yeah. How old is your daughter now?
She's 20 months. She's the best.
20 months. When do you stop counting months? 2 years. 2 years?
I guess 2 years at
like,
least, and then you're like,
she's 74 months old.
dude. Because I'll tell you, it doesn't make sense to say a year and a half because in the span of a few months, she goes from like not talking to talking and like crawling to walking or like lying on her belly to rolling. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's so much difference in like a few months.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes we do. I will say, as my kids are older, it's like this time is the time where there's no expectations of doing anything brilliant or anything. Like just being there is so powerful. I do remember as a kid, not as a kid, as my kids were young, there's some special times where they're like lying on you and you're just breathing with them.
It's the best. It's the best.
It's very, very special.
It's so special, man.
It's been so long.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you. And this is what's crazy too, is like when my daughter was born and I'm taking her back from the hospital. First of all, this is actually crazy. I saw my daughter's birth on a psychedelic trip when I did. Can I talk about this on the pod?
Yeah. What the heck are you talking about? Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm getting a drink.
Sure. I'm good for now. Can I actually use the bathroom real quick?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be right back.
We're back. What were you saying?
So I was just saying, I saw my daughter's birth on a mushroom trip, which was crazy.
You took a mushroom. What?
Basically, what happened was, I'll explain this.
Yeah.
It's a little bit complicated. Basically, backtracking a little more, this story goes actually way farther back to start at the beginning. Basically, I had done like, never mind. I'll just start with this. I had this obsession with this girl for a while. Like this specific person that like I couldn't get over this person. I literally had no idea why. And then
Not your wife.
Not my wife. Yeah, This is way before I met my wife.
Right.
Let's say I'm like in my 21, 22, right? And like for a while.
Right.
I end up finally starting to get over it, right? And then I had a piano teacher who ended up being a shaman. Well, not ended up. I knew he was a shaman.
Yeah.
But he was a brilliant piano teacher. And he invites me over to an ayahuasca ceremony. So I'm like, sure, I'll do it just to just see what it's like, right? So I end up doing this ayahuasca. And one of the things that I saw about this person, this girl, was that we had met in a past life. And that was like, it was like a lingering thing that like from a past life, I remembered her. And then, that's kind of.
That came up in ayahuasca?
It came up in ayahuasca,
Okay.
yeah. That I met this girl in a past life. And then basically after that, I had this dream. I think it was the night, like after I came back from the ceremony, I had this dream. Almost like there was this cosmic tree, very strange. And like there was lots of different like branches of me with this person, with this girl, right? And then for whatever reason, I was finally over this girl, like whatever. I started having feelings for her again, like after that. And it brought it back. So that kind of left me a little bit confused. There was a few things actually. Also at that point, I left yeshiva and I was like, okay, I think I'm actually agnostic. I think I'm actually an atheist. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty certain that like I'm just gonna die and it's gonna be nothing. Like
Right.
This is like the religion doesn't know what it's talking about. Like it's fine, like it's good. There's a lot of benefits in it, but it's not like, universally true or whatever. And then basically the ayahuasca also showed me that like you have no idea how much wisdom there is in like a lot of these traditions and rules. Like if, for example, like if you eat something not kosher, like how does that goes into your body and that affects you, and that's where your soul is housed. And it's like this is the temple. Like there are things that you shouldn't have in your body because it's like it won't be befitting for your soul. It's not a healthy connection. So basically, that was the ayahuasca experience. I got very confused. I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. So a few months later, like 3 months later,
Because you were catching faith?
No. So I had faith again, and then I had feelings for this girl again, which was very difficult to begin with, just dealing with this because it was like very obsessional, And part of the reason it was very obsessional was because growing up in an Orthodox world where it's very all or nothing with shidduchim, and then before you're even in shidduchim, like you don't really speak to girls, you don't have any outlets, you catch feelings for someone, it's very hard to be like, there is so many options, there's lots of fish in the sea, like you don't see that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically, I ended up doing the shrooms like 3 months later. because it was just going to be me and a few friends at his apartment. It was on Thanksgiving, and it was supposed to be like safe. I end up doing 4 grams. I don't know if you're gonna have to edit out like details about this stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, right?
You gotta edit that out? I don't know.
I have no idea. I would keep it in personally, but basically, I ended up doing 4 grams, which I thought I'd be fine with because it's like I just did ayahuasca. I came back from an ayahuasca ceremony, which was ayahuasca was extremely intense. It was difficult. I saw like a lot of things that it almost felt like I was blue pilled in a way, where I was like, oh crap, I was foolish to think that that it's impossible for me to like have an afterlife. Like, how did I even get here? Like 13 billion, like how am I here right now even? Like you think it just popped into existence and that's it? Like it's a mystery, you know? So it, at the very least showed me that it's very possible and plausible that like, okay, this consciousness thing goes way beyond this body, you know, in this form.
Right.
So anyways, I do the shrooms to try and figure out just a little bit about this girl. Almost immediately, okay, this is so strange. I like dive into like the collective unconsciousness in a way, like lots of strange things are happening. But the difference between like the ayahuasca and the mushrooms was that with the ayahuasca, I still felt kind of in control. I would have the visions when my eyes were closed. And then when I would open my eyes, I would be back in the room. You know what I mean? With the mushrooms, dude, I was incapacitated in another dimension. Open, closed eyes, it didn't matter. I was somewhere else.
Right.
Like, I absolutely was like in another dimension, no ability to come back. It was very, very, very scary.
Right.
So I was panicky. I felt like I was in this dimension of like in between my lives, so to speak. Like whenever I die and then I come back or whatever. But immediately it just gets like shown to me that like I'm not gonna end up with this girl. Like it's not her. And there was this like almost I think it was like a female voice kind of guiding me. And she told me, she's like, and it was so matter of fact. She tells me, she's like, there are certain things in a man's life that are so important that they surpass the space-time continuum, like the birth of your first child. And she's like, do you want to see? And I was like, okay. And she like, it was almost like this door opened and I came in and it was literally like the doctor just like coming out and holding up this baby. And it was a blue baby. I'm telling, it's giving me chills right now when you're thinking about it, because it's like, dude, the baby was so blue and it had this umbilical cord. And I remember it just like lingering there. You know what I mean? And I was like whose baby is that? Because it's like I didn't even like anticipate that like a baby would look like a human baby would look this green blue. It almost looked like when you see like those Hindu god pictures and they have like they're like this opaque like blue green color. Right. You know, that's what it looked like. And I was like, what? Like who is that? But dude, then when my wife was at the hospital and the doctor brought up, it was the exact same thing. It was the same color, the umbilical cord hanging out and everything. It was like and it was like freaky, dude. I was about to pass out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Wow. And this was like
literally
before I even
the exact same thing.
The exact same thing. And this is the crazy thing. Like I don't know. And this is like I'm like I don't know if I'm like my memory just is like screwed up because I didn't like sleep well because it was like we were at the hospital and then like it was just a very meaningful moment and then I confused it. But like dude, it like to me it was like no, like this was in my shroom strip. You know what I mean? Like this was there. Like I've actually seen
this is way
before.
better than what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought you started tripping shrews and your wife was in labor.
No.
I was like, that's irresponsible.
Bro, it was actually really scary.
That's crazy.
It was crazy, dude. And I know I saw other things too that like, it's like, I'm kind of scared about it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It freaks you out because it makes you think that like, how much choice do you really have? Like, is this like predestined? Like what's going on here? It kind of, it's a bug out, you know?
Well, yeah. I don't think we have that much choice.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't think time. I think time is happening all at once, so it's a little hard to have a choice if it already happened.
If it already happened.
So I don't know. Maybe again, we were going to that start. But how did that influence your life when this voice told you that? Were you able to move on?
I remember when it happened in the shroom strip, I was just confused. I was just like, whose baby is that? Like, that's my baby? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, it's a blue-green baby. Like, that looks like an alien. That doesn't look like a human baby, you know? So I remember in the shroom strip just being confused and then leaving that room and then going on. And other crazy things were happening in that shroom strip. But it was traumatizing, honestly. And for a year after that mushroom trip, I had, like, really bad anxiety. Like, oh, I'm going to disappear, or this isn't real type of anxiety.
Yeah.
So it would be really bad. And it's so funny because before that, I almost never experienced anxiety in my life. Like I had like a superpower of just like I could do anything, you know?
Right.
Like anxiety would just never stop me. But then this kind of effed me up. Plus being lonely made it like compounded, you know? So it was hard to get over. But then eventually I kind of, you know, got out of it and then I was fine. And then
It's very interesting because I talking about psychedelics is a very wacky topic for
Super
me
wacky.
because again I'm working with the recovery community where psychedelics is very frowned upon.
Yeah.
And the general community also, everybody's getting excited about it. And I've found myself coming to some very weird thoughts about it. I almost feel like I don't know if we are strong enough vessels to hold what comes out in these psychedelic trips. So I feel like when people keep going back in and like, I'm going to try it again, I'm going to try it again, I'm going to try it again. It's like they got a vision of everything out there. They saw it all, and you're not supposed to because you don't have the vessel to hold it.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing experience or a terrifying experience to see stuff beyond what we could actually see.
Right.
And things are open. And because we're not able to hold it, we sometimes see it distorted and all weird. But I don't know if we have the ability to make it stick. Like I always use the allegory of like we got the Torah on Sinai, and then 40 days later, we were just like the highest psychedelic trip you could imagine. Like the veil is taken off, God is talking to you mouth to mouth, like it's there, you know. And then 40 days later, they're serving an idol. So like it like closed back up.
Yeah.
And then we don't know what to do with it. And we feel alone because we want to be back there. And in some senses, we're also terrified of being back there. But we're like back in the world. It's like that experience when I came out of that meditation, and all of a sudden the world was just so real. And I'm just a person again, just a dumb old person like in this world. And it was just unveiled, like something was unveiled, and the klipas were taken away, and I saw this stuff, and I don't think we're built for it. I'm saying like in the old days, I think, or maybe not the old days, but like people who like meditate in the mountains, like monks, they're spending years getting ready for revelations that are like mind blowing, and then they got to hold it. Yeah, and like so, I that's my experience has been, because it's been like a big topic of, you know, whether psychedelics is helpful or not, and it's undoubtedly helped a lot of people.
Yes.
But also, I'm seeing a lot of people that they can't hold it, so it doesn't matter.
Right. I think, I so agree with you, because it's such a tricky conversation in a way, because it's like the healing potential is indisputable, you know, but at the same time, it is dangerous, and it's like, you're right, you could get so overwhelmed by the experience. Like, for example, in my experience, like I was suffering from it. You know, like, I think what's also funny, when I was a kid, at any point you could have told me like, oh, imagine you could like see the future and there's this other dimension. I would have been like, that's the coolest thing in the world. Dude, when it actually happened to me, it just effed me up. I'm just like, it made me so scared. I still get scared about it. I'll be even more honest. I tried to do some LSD recently.
Right.
And I did like half a tab. Just and I thought it was like, maybe it was a dud. I don't know. Cause like I wasn't really experiencing anything. I went to Central Park with my best friend, and we're just walking around and stuff, and it was fine. I didn't really feel much. It maybe felt like a hit of weed, you know, nothing crazy. Right. But when I came back to his apartment, I had this massive panic attack of just like it felt like, this is the weirdest thing. And maybe, you know, honestly, it's helpful in a way. There's a few things that it's very helpful for, but going through it is just so painful. Like the pain was, it felt like I was going to disappear, or like I'm going to, like this life is, it's going to be over really soon. That was the panic attack. Like that was the thought. And I was just panicking that like, it's going to end. And I was like, I do not want my life to end. I love my daughter. I love my wife. I love my practice. I love like everything that I'm doing. I love this podcast. Like there's so much potential and here for my life. I was like, I do not want it to end. And it felt like, this is the crazy thing, and I think this is like, it revealed a trauma that I have that I feel like is very core. I kept getting this thought of almost like you're a kid and your parent is telling you have 5 minutes left to play. And you're just like, I don't want to stop playing in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And it's like this idea that like something's going to be unjustly taken away from me, or like I'm not going to be heard or listened to. It like really revealed that like trauma for me of just like, this is like, I don't think my parents necessarily meant anything to like hurt me when that happened. Like, you know, they were probably just trying to be responsible, good parents, like put me to bed on time or something. But like that idea like really lingered with me, and I noticed how much pain it caused me. Like in that moment of just like, I don't want things taken away from me. I don't want things to end. Like I want to be able to just do my thing. Right. You know what I mean? And like the other thing that it really revealed to me is like, dude, there's always something to complain about. There's always something to be like, crap, I don't have enough money. Like I might be a little bit late on this bill or whatever, like, you know, get a fine. And then it's just like, dude, like that's so insignificant to compare to like the blessings of life, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Don't be sorry, man.
Yeah.
All right. We've been talking for a really long time,
yes.
and it's been wonderful.
Thank you, man.
It really was. It's like sometimes these like that, what I was talking about before, like that spiritual experience of like the connection of two souls, like it's two consciousnesses. I don't know, spiritual. Yeah. It was really nice talking to you. But let me ask you. I'll ask you a question, and you could follow up with asking me questions too. But I have the rooftop question.
Yeah, you know, I stole that from you, by the way.
You did?
I use it all the time. Yeah.
Oh, so that's great.
Yeah.
All right. So rooftop question for you. What do you want to yell to the world?
Guys, honestly, I've been thinking about this, and this is like my whole thing. You need to believe in yourself, and you need to give yourself a chance. Like, it's almost like a pet peeve, but it's not even a pet peeve because it's so understandable. It's like when somebody's trying something new and they're like, oh, I suck, or I'm not good at this. And it bothers me so much because it's like, you have to give yourself permission to play, to experiment, to try something. Like, give yourself a chance and take that shot and like do it. Just freaking do it. You know, like start somewhere. Just build that momentum. Like get something happening. And worst case scenario, it's like, okay, it didn't work out, but you know, you tried it. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to give yourself a chance. You know?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And I think even if you don't believe in yourself, even if you think it'll fail, like you do it anyways. You know?
Yeah. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
Exactly. But what happens? You end up a failure. So what?
So what?
No,
no, but I'm serious. It's like, come on, so what?
I love it.
Just for example, I'll give you like another example with this girl that I told you I was obsessed over.
Yeah.
When it was like time, like when I was like, I'm going to start dating, I tried to go for her, you know? And maybe it was like, you know, this could be misconstrued the wrong way. Like, I don't think you should stalk anybody. I don't think you should do anything that's like inappropriate, but like, yeah.
Folks, don't stalk anybody.
Yeah, exactly. But like, take your shot. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, even though I was rejected in this case, but it's like, at least I, you know, had the guts and like, told her and had a conversation with her and talked to her. And it's like, didn't work out. It was sad, very heartbreaking, very difficult to get through. But it's like one of the most meaningful experiences in my life because it's like, you know, heartbreak is still beautiful, you know?
You tried it.
Yeah. I think if Shakespeare would write a play about something in my life up until now, it would probably be about that saga, you know?
Really?
Probably. Yeah.
Well, I would bet anything that your wife would want you to stop talking about it. That would be my bet.
No, dude, she actually hates it when I talk about it. But I think it's important to talk about because it's like...
It's important.
Yeah. Dude, like heartbreak is real, you know, and it's okay. You're not alone. But that's not the final message.
I actually... I don't know. I get heartbreak is real.
Yeah.
I think that being passionately in love with someone gets a raw end of the deal. Like... And you walk into, I remember like me and my wife used to go to the Met a lot to look at the paintings, and I never liked the happy ones. Yeah, I always like the sad ones, the very, but it's like, it sucks. Or why can't we have a painting of a beautiful life?
Right.
Like someone just thoroughly enjoying love. And that would be, like, that's a postcard. You don't put that in the Met. Like, you know, get some raw, like, you know, like
humanity,
shadows and sadness. And it gets a little bit too much hype. It gets too much hype. I don't know. I think that the fact, you know, like raising a family together with someone and just finding.
It's the most beautiful thing.
Well, since it's your podcast also, I would say my rooftop is, I actually just did it. It was very funny because I got into Sora. I don't know if you know about Sora. Is like you do AI videos of yourself or anybody or anything. Okay. They're crazy. I made like 1 million videos. Anyway, I put one out. Okay. It's super fun. It's, none of them are meaningful at all. Okay. But my rooftop message is like, you know, find your one and just hang on for dear life and like do this with somebody. Because like when I talk about the terror of like how minuscule we are in this crazy, wild universe. Like it's just the loneliest thing in the world is to do it without someone. So like that's to me, it's like I see so many people that are married and they have someone, and they just forget that that's the most important thing. Like,
It's so
to me,
sad,
that's
man. Yeah. Can I actually add to what you're saying?
yeah.
So I'll tell you, like when I was dating my wife, I was concerned. I was like, I don't feel 100%. I'm like, oh, she's definitely the right one for me. You know what I mean? And I was like concerned. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to get a divorce or like in the future, like down the line, like would that be a risk or whatever? And it's so crazy. Like it's the craziest thing in the world. My friend was basically like, I don't know, who cares if you get divorced? Like it's not the end of the world, you know, like you'll be fine. And I don't know why, like he said that, like it clicked for me and I was like, okay, like yeah, like it makes sense. And so I went out, like, you know, we continued going out and I married her. And dude, like the love grew so much. And it was such a good, like I truly love her. I would be devastated without her, you know, like, and the family that she brought and the life that we live together. It's like so beautiful. And I think it's so crazy that our culture, I think, and at least for me, right? Like I used to think like, oh, to marry somebody, you should feel like a strong sense of like, oh, I'm in love like this, like how I thought I felt about that other girl. Like it should be that, you know?
Right.
And it's just such garbage. And it, you know, like I love my wife so much and it's like, I'm so happy with her. It's like, I can't imagine it any other way. And it's like, that's, you got to grab onto it. You got to make it happen.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be, I just had my last podcast with somebody, talking about codependency and stuff. And I feel like, I would die without her. Like I just feel like
similar.
that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the healthiest way to think, but that's it's just really exciting to like. I just when you're a kid, you know, like I used to be a lifeguard, and the idea was partner up. You know, like every time you'd be like,
get a buddy.
You get a buddy, and it was important because it was someone watching out for you when you're in the pool. Like, it almost like you didn't need the lifeguard's job anymore because there's someone else who's like, oh, where's your buddy? Oh, there's my buddy. I'm on top of my buddy. Now the rest of the world is happening and it matters.
Yeah,
but I'm like, where's my buddy?
you have your buddy.
So like, and she's like, where's my buddy? Like, even like.
That's
like those little
though,
phone calls like during the day, like where are you?
Yeah.
That I you know, it's funny because some people like get nervous. Oh, my wife's checking in on me, and like, or my husband's checking in, like, and there's something very special when they're like, "Where are you?" It's like
somebody cares about you.
I'm here, you're not.
Right.
I'm checking in, like, what place are you? I think that's why women really are fascinated with this Life 360 app.
My wife forced me to get it.
By the way, she doesn't need it. If your wife listens to this whole thing, he's near his Tesla. Get the app, and you'll know exactly where he is. Oh, yeah. I realized that the other day. I'm like, wait a minute. My wife has a Tesla
So she knows where you are,
and I'm always near my car. So she doesn't need Life 360. Just look at where the location of the Tesla is.
Yeah, exactly.
I realized that the other day. Now I tell her, you don't need the Life 360, whatever your name is. Anyway, this was awesome, man.
This was a lot of fun, man,
You have any final words?
Yeah, dude, I don't think that that's necessarily codependent. You know, like not codependent in the bad way. I think like codependent is when you're violating each other's boundaries and, you know, you're pushing past the resentment zone and like you're
No, I don't think it's real codependency.
I think it's beautiful. It's love.
It comes from the same place. So.
I guess. Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
final words are thank you so much, man. Everyone check out Sonny Perlman's Brainstorm with Sonny Perlman podcast. We'll be collaborating here. So that's exciting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot this is going on yours also. So, I was like, if you listen to the whole thing, you already know that.
Yeah,
no, maybe not.
Right. Yeah.
I will say this is one of the longest. This is a really long podcast.
This was fun, man. We went in a lot of places.
So we have a color. We should tell a color. See anybody who made it to the end. Color.
Interesting.
Pick a
I don't
color.
know. Purple just came to my mind.
Okay. We've done purple before, but we'll do purple again. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, purple. If you guys want to comment purple, let us know that you're supporting us. And this was really fun, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. Awesome.
Thank you for this day that I've been given. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this chance Thank you for this chance to live anew.